What I just told you is what is happening everywhere. It is not as if yes, when you come into Ubima and Ubima is calm because everybody believes in peace. And obviously, since I come from here, since I come from here, there will be total calm and peace for people to vote. The only skirmish you saw here was when they suspected that the result was fake. And we told them whether the result sheet was fake or not, don't touch anybody, vote. Carry the fake result sheet back to INEC.
Your Excellency, advice to the federal government with regards to poor performance of INEC.
I'm not the president.
Advice, I said.
What advice? I've spoken to everybody concerned on this issue before the election. Spoken completely. There are those of us who oppose the appointment of Mahmoud. The person who nominated him for appointment is a member of Tinubu's camp. So what are you expecting? Success? Here in Abia State, Mahmoud worked on that Wike as executive secretary of Third Fund. So what you're having in Abia State is that APC, SDP and others are contesting election not against PDP.
Forward. As a result of the that a new version of PDP have satisfied the requirement of the law, is hereby declared as a winner of this that is returned elected.
To anybody saying that Peter Obi does not think he actually won the elections. I just read the document that they finally submitted in Abuja to petition in the court for the INEC elections to actually be reversed. If you read that document, you'll see that they didn't just attack the fact that Tinubu actually did not win Abuja. They also attacked the fact that Tinubu was allegedly a former drug lord, citing a US court case that actually proved that he was linked to certain drug rings. Also attacked the fact that Shetima was actually running for senator in Borno, which is not allowed because under the regulations, you're not allowed to run for senator and vice president at the same time. They posited that the results were actually wrong and they were manipulated, and they listed like 10 states, and then they now gave the court like 5 different options. So for example, they said that the court can either completely cancel the elections and nullify Tinubu's victory, or the court should just declare Peter Obi the winner outright, which they listed several arguments for that, or that a fresh election should be conducted whereby Tinubu and Shetima will not even be allowed to participate at all. So this court case, whatever happens, is going to bring some fireworks in the courts. Those
accounts were 10 accounts in 3 banks, accounts legitimately opened by him, and there were funds that he kept saving, where he was keeping his savings in the US.
That's a lie, because his salary was $2,400, and at one point he deposited $661,000. At another time he deposited $1.2 million. That's $1.8 million. How do you save $1.8 million when your salary on a monthly basis is $2,400, which is actually just $38,000 plus per year? And he stated it himself that he didn't have any other source of income. So where is the savings?
As I speak with you, if you want to know whether there is a criminal charge against somebody, you must have a complainant. So you will see the state versus so and so person. You must see that. And then you must have a charge number. You must have a charge number if there's a charge against anybody. There is no charge number in those documents.
There were 2 charges. That's another lie. 18 USC 1956 and 18 USC 1957, which borders on money laundering and financial fraud. And then there was a charge number. The charge number is staring you in the face, 93C4488. That's another lie from Festus Keyamo.
If you look at those documents too, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was not mentioned as a defendant. People have skipped that. It was only account numbers that were mentioned, and at the end of the day, they just said account numbers in the name of Tinubu. That is all. Not that Tinubu was a defendant. It was accounts in his name, not him. Those accounts were sealed, not him. It was action in rem.
That's another lie. The prayers of the United States Attorney was that due notice be given to all interested parties to appear and show cause why forfeiture should not be decreed. Who will come and appear? Is it the account number? So that's another lie.
There is no charge. There was no charge. There was no indictment. There was no criminal process. It was a purely civil process against those accounts.
There indeed were 2 charges, 18 USC 1956 and 18 USC 1957, which bordered on money laundering and engaging in money transactions in property derived from fraud.
Now, there was an affidavit by somebody called Kevin Moss. Kevin Moss is just a normal prosecutor you see.
That's another lie. Kevin Moss is not just another prosecutor you see. Kevin Moss is a senior special agent. And aside that, the work he did will boggle your mind. These 4 sections from the document outline that he filed 18,300 files. So that's no joke.
What they did in the case of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu was therefore to file what they call an interim process for forfeiture. It was not a final process.
That's another lie. There were 5 documents, and the last of them is the final forfeiture, the final decree. You can see it there. So there was a final decree starting from the verified proof.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Abia State 247, and this is Wednesday, March the 22nd, 2023. I'm Rodolfo Okonkwo. We came live today because a few things. One was that surprisingly we saw there's a second day of a protest that took place today in Abuja, and there will be a 3rd day tomorrow. And it's an indication that something is brewing. Of course, yesterday we all know that finally we saw the lawsuit filed by Peter B's campaign against Tinubu. And, he complained about many things. He prayed that the courts should grant him several things. So we want to talk about it. One of the things that was of interest to people was that he went there. When we said that he went there, we meant that he went to talk about what happened in Chicago in the summer of many years ago. Also, there is a Sahara Reporters report that Bola Tinubu has been flown abroad to Europe for treatment. That's Sahara Reporters reporting. So we felt that these are interesting things and important things for us to discuss. We can't wait until Saturday to do that. So that was why we decided to come live today for a short time, few hours, not the whole day thing. So let me bring in some of our friends who are here. I don't know if he's at work and I don't know where he is, but let's see. Wembasi.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, welcome.
Thank you.
Are you at work?
No, I'm not at work.
Okay. Because I don't want to be responsible for somebody being fired.
I'm too big to be fired.
I know. I'm just kidding. I want you to come out from your mouth.
Yes. So
I want your village people to say. I want you to say that I was one that put you in trouble with your village people. Because when they watch you and they hear that you are too big to be fired, the emails will be coming more, and the text messages.
That's okay.
How
How
are
are
you?
you, Rudy?
Good. How are you doing?
I am doing well, sir.
Okay. So, how has it been for you? Did you? We didn't see you throughout the election. What happened?
You know I've been engaged with preparing for my father's burial.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So that's
When is
what
it?
my father will be buried on April the 8th.
Okay, it's
Yes,
around the country.
it's around the corner. Yes.
Mm.
Um. So should I start from election day
Yeah.
since
Start from you.
since I have the house? So yeah, we saw what happened, and I was grossly disappointed, like most Nigerians,
Did,
especially.
did you tear your passport yet?
No, I did not. I still believe in Nigeria. Nigeria go better.
Okay.
I think something started. Was it October of 2000 and when was NSAS
Yeah, 2020.
20?
Yeah.
I think we are still living it. It has changed shape, and I think the current shape is the obedient movement. And if you can remember what I'd said before the elections, that Peter Obi's movement is not going to stop with the election, and it should not. That people who really care for Nigeria should gather the momentum and move on. I've not heard the word from a word from our senior brother, Professor Soludo, yet.
Oh no, he spoke.
He did.
Yeah, he spoke.
Okay, you bring me in. From his perspective, I think Peter Obi um, eclipses expectations of the obedient movement by by too far, and so if that is like from a detractor like Soludo, I think people who supported Peter Obi should be very proud. Proud of the. I think they picked up a few governorship seats in Nigeria.
Not yet.
But not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, but one is brewing.
Yeah, two they might
Oh,
get.
yeah, two they might get. So for the first year of a movement, I mean that is profound. I don't know how he will do in court. I'm not very hopeful. I hope that I can be surprised. But based on how the Supreme Court came on the side of the big names in APC, could make one very suspicious that we basically have the Supreme Court as an arm of the APC. Because everything that was blatantly to the layman justice that would have been served on behalf of people who ran the first nomination and won seats or won their won their candidature to run on APC ticket. The big boys came from Abuja after they failed their presidential aspiration, and they just came and then took over the seats like nothing happened. It was disappointing. So if the Supreme Court is going to favor APC in that way, pretty much I have no hope. But this is not my saying. Somebody has said the internet does not forget. Records don't forget. The judges that sit today, there'll be a day of reckoning. Somebody will write a history. And in that history, there will be a chapter of how justice used to be subverted, how corrupt the Supreme Court once was in Nigeria, and then the people holding seats in the Supreme Court may be mentioned as part of that corruption in our justice system someday, as an example of how a corrupt system works. So,
You think they care?
say that again?
You think they care?
No, they don't. They don't. People who are usually corrupt do not, their children will try to, their children will try to whitewash the history and try to defend or, bury their heads between their legs or in the sand in shame. Because all of this will be written. I mean, you live in America, and people go back to issues and they write these things in history about families, individuals, of the past, what they did to affect, how this country functions today. So there'll be a time. Not now.
I'm not doubting you. I know.
Yes. There'll be a time for history to be written and talked about.
So what happened in your state? What happened there?
My state has been faithfully PDP from the start. I do not believe that PDP won the presidential election in my state, although Atiku had majority of the votes. I truly do not believe that.
Suggests that the solution to whatever issues he has with the activities of some
No, there is an interruption there.
Yeah. Hold on.
All right.
History, however, showed that well-educated people like Rwandan Jean Kambanda advocated and subtly and openly promoted the carnage that ordinary people later carried out. When concerned people put heat on Dr. Ario, he claimed that someone hacked his Facebook account. In his thesis as to why he could not be an advocate of genocide,
excuse me, Mr. President, I need to use the bathroom right away.
It helped a lot of Igbo people along the way. Dr. Abraham Ario knew the truth. Despite his public posture to save his name and maybe his career, he ultimately answered to his conscience and his chi. But as history tells us, the promoters and perpetrators of genocide ends with the group they're targeting. Some Hutus who were married to Tutsi killed their Tutsi wives and even children they had with Tutsi women just to show their commitment to the total elimination of the Tutsi. So, Dr. Ario's Igbo friend could not be an alibi. And when Bayo Onaniga wakes up and lists his Igbo friends, he too will find out that no...
Okay. All right. I cannot hear you.
Okay, I got it. Sorry.
Okay, so
it was.
But I said PDP won in my state, my home state, Akwa Ibom State.
Yeah.
But there was a sizable support for Obi, and I'm kind of hard to believe that PDP won, and then the governorship race, yes, they got that because Akwa Ibom has faithfully been PDP from the get-go. So I think they're beginning to show little cracks in their support, but it was expected. It was expected that it's either they were going to win outright or they were going to be able to rig because it was their stronghold. I always believe that people can rig where they have the most support. So they had the support. So, and that's something I don't understand. People trying to rig where they feel they can win. If you really feel you can win, why don't you allow a free and fair election to happen? But PDP won, yes.
All right, let's talk to Brown. I've just been informed that Labour won the governorship election in Abia State, so there is one in the bag for Labour Party. Brown,
and that's an INEC declaration.
Yes, that's what I'm being told.
Okay, congratulations to them.
Yeah, Brown, welcome to the show.
Dr. Rudolph, good afternoon, good morning.
Yeah,
Dr. Wayne used to be a doctor, right?
yes,
Yes.
he retired.
He didn't put the title there.
No, he retired.
Retired doctor.
Okay. As a matter of fact, if I was a Supreme Court judge or whatever, what you call it, election tribunal, I'll be scared of what you were dishing out right now, Mr. Wayne. You're
Okay.
just dishing it out like it's scary because nobody want to be in the bad book of history, on the dark side of history. You know, the way you're just saying it, say if they like, let them do what is right, or else they'll go to this path of history. Because history
Exactly.
has two directions, as life is positive and negative, you know. So as if anybody's talking about good, you know, bad is always going to be around the corner. If they see a good Supreme Court judge here, they're gonna be like, oh no, not like these ones in the 2020 something. Many years later, we might not even be around anymore. But I just hope that they use the conscience because this world is transcends more than what we have here. You know, I know God is gonna allow us to enjoy this earth if you believe. And then the most important thing is to enjoy the afterlife. I mean, not everybody want to believe that, but that's just my own opinion. You know, the greediness, because because most of the time I see people who are stealing a lot that they can't even consume in their whole generation. It's like, to me, I feel they're hopeless. It's only hopeless people that want to like grab. You go to party, you're looking for all the meats and all the takeaways. Like you're hopeless. You don't have you don't have hope for tomorrow. That's why you want to grab everything today. You know, I just feel like it's hopelessness. Like, talk about greed, hopelessness, all those things that all, move together. Hopelessness, greed, and all kinds of dirty mindset, But I just hope that God opens their mindset to let them know that these things, they're going to perish. They're all going to turn to dust at the end of the day. So, what is making us to be good? It's not because of what we want to achieve in this world. It's only what we're going to achieve, in our history. You know what they say, our forefathers did this, did that, good name. They have peace wherever they are. They say rest in peace. But for me, not everybody's going to rest in peace because they didn't allow people in real life to have peace. So how can you rest in peace? So people are going to always talk about you bad. So yeah, Dr. Damages, I'm good on that now. Let me give space to everybody.
All right, thank you so much. Kaide, welcome to the show. Kaide is in Lagos. Kaide, can you hear me? All right, let's keep Kaide for now. Man of Prestige, welcome to the show.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good morning. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, how are you?
What are we talking about?
We're talking about Peter Ob's case at the Supreme Court. Did you read about it? Did you hear about it?
No. I've been dissolute about the situation.
So not Supreme Court, tribunal. Sorry, at the tribunal.
Yeah. I've been dissolute about Nigeria, so I've not been following what it.
Oh, you've not been. Okay, what are you interested in America? Is that the one that makes you happy?
Yeah, of course. What is it to be interested in Nigeria?
Is that Donald Trump? Or are you interested in Donald Trump? Are you happy about?
I'm very much interested in American politics, but let me deviate from let me go back to what we are talking about in Nigeria. Okay, due to recent event, like I said, I've not been following Nigerian politics until recently, last year when I decided to devote my time, hoping for a better Nigeria. But having said that, I've been dissolute about what transpired recently. I just feel like I was about to clear my Nigerian passport, but my wife persuaded me not to. I'll be very honest.
Hold on. You were about to do what? Say it again.
I'm just being very realistic. I was about to clear my Nigerian passport two days ago. Yes.
And your wife persuaded you not to do that.
Well, she tried, but I don't know yet because I'm just.
You might still do it.
Yes, and I'm going to do it on your platform. Yes.
Yeah, please. If you are ready, let me know. We can. If we're off air, we come back on. We want to capture that. I want to interview people who do that. I want to know the thinking behind it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I have my own thinking. Like, you know, like I said, I was going to do it, but you know, it's kind of pending right now. This is where I am right now in Nigerian space, and nobody can persuade me. But my wife and family, they have tried to do that. You know, so that's where I am right now. But nobody from outside that's going to persuade me about, you know, how I feel about Nigeria. Okay, you know, I'm just in that situation right now where we are called, you know, about to you know, disown my country. Okay, so I'm not proud of it.
Hold on.
But that's where I'm right.
Let me show this. Maybe this.
So I deny to be a Nigerian. I hope you can see it. I can be in a country that has no constitution, that has no regard to human life, that has no regard to humanity. Nigeria has failed. Nigeria has failed. I cannot be in a country that has no law of humanity. Nigeria has failed its own people. The law also has failed. The law also has failed. As you can.
Wow. So, man of prestige.
Yes, sir.
If you should do that, let me know the day you want to do that, and we'll turn on the camera.
No problem. I mean, everybody has their own opinion about what's going on, but
yeah,
I have my own opinion.
I respect any position, people, anybody's position, you know.
Let me say something before you go to the next person. You know, I mean, it's not even about I'm an obedient, but it's where we are, you know, more than obedient, because if he wasn't going to be in the or whatever, you know, I just like his talking point on what he brought to the country. So that's the angle I'm coming from. But the process that just transpired in this Nigerian election, you know, I mean, I wish Tinubu good luck. So, I mean, he's going to be the president. So I don't believe in this court stuff or whatever, that anything is going to come out. But I would like to be.
I started my business in 2011.
There's a noise at the background.
And it was really.
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Okay, I hope you go ahead and do whatever he wants to do, you know, even article or whatever, you know, and do. But I don't think anything is going to come out of it. I mean, that's what I think. That's just my personal opinion. So having said that, just the way it seemed like Nigeria, we are going backwards, and we claim to be this giant of Africa. I mean, even small countries like 28 million of Ghana, they are better than us. So let's not pretend we are giant of Africa. Exactly what's happening in Nigeria is xenophobia. I mean, we complain about what happened in South Africa. That's exactly what's happening in Nigeria. I don't care about you coming out doing something, said, you know, vote for this, vote for this. Okay, you talk, but to the extent of all this tribalism going on, I'm somebody who's against racism. The difference between Nigeria and a country like America, developed countries, that if there's a racism or whatever, it's everywhere. Okay, there will be a punishment for it. Just a verbal racism will be a punishment, let alone killing somebody or attack. That's at a different level. But Nigeria doesn't, you know, I mean, they do that with impunity. There's no accountability. It's just, I don't know. It's just the whole situation about Nigeria, okay? Because I invested a lot during this past election, you know, people are support and everything. But right now, they are dissolute, you know. So they want to jackpot, you know, they're not going to vote again. That's what they told me. I mean, almost about 16 people I invested, you know, for them to go out and vote. And they did their due diligence. And one of them, you know, almost lost his life. So, and they're not going to vote again. They never voted before, but they tried to vote, they tried to do the right thing this time. So I don't know what you're preaching. How is it going to be a better Nigeria? Can somebody tell me? Let it make sense to me. How are we going to actualize that?
Man of prestige, let's see if Franklin will tell you. Franklin, welcome to the show. Unmute yourself, Franklin.
You know, you can be quite funny and comic sometimes. Said to him, when he eventually decides to tear the passport, that you're going to give him a wider coverage.
Yeah, we want to have our own clip of it happening live and talking to the people who. It's a very important decision for someone to do that.
First of all, let me tell you what I think. Although I know it, like, of course, people express themselves in different ways. But what I ask myself is this: before anyone tears their passport, I'm sure they have another passport they can use.
Of course.
Of course, I'm an American citizen, but I would have preferred Nigeria, but that notwithstanding, I like where I am right now, so.
Yeah. So I'm sure, of course, since you have another passport somewhere, so it's understandable. Before you person do that kind of thing, another thing don't already they give a mind. If somebody they here now and they don't get another passport, I tell you that kind of thing no crossing mind. But that's by the way. That's by the way. Well, first of all, what I think about the petitions, the one I'm a bit concerned about or I find a bit shaky is the one that has to do with Tinubu's drug case. Why? Because the forfeiture, because of the forfeiture. Now we all know my little knowledge in jurisprudence anyway. Anything that has to do with legal battles is jurisdictional, isn't it? So, will a forfeiture or something that happened in America years ago, will it take legal precedence in Nigeria? Because it's out of jurisdiction.
We have an attorney next, Dr. Eberichi.
Yes. Yeah, and that's why I thought I was going to say to you today's discussion. It's very imperative that we get the insight of someone who has the prerequisite knowledge, to give their views. Because most of us you find here, we just talk from very superficial this thing. I don't have deep knowledge of law, but I do know that jurisdiction comes into play. Okay. And also the fact that I think we also mentioned in this petition that all the times that they approached INEC, they were not able to get, the sort of access they needed, to interrogate the process. So I think the court might give them, more, and looking at the respondents, one of the respondents I find it awkward that INEC is also not a respondent in the case. Or is INEC a respondent in the case?
I don't know. Hopefully we'll find people who know, who study this.
Because I thought INEC also should be included in the petition because they violated a whole lot of this thing. So they should be a respondent as well because they've denied access and they didn't, go with their guidelines pertaining it. Then also, my brother, we did God hand because it's the same Supreme Court. Remember, this gentleman, Akpabio, these two gentlemen, Akpabio and the current Senate President, Ahmed Lawan, they were not even supposed to contest again for Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Their contest is against the Electoral Act. So I don't know the sort of judges that oversaw the case that gave them the consent and they legalized their contesting in the case. So it's truly now our whole life now depends on the sort of judiciary we have. So the battle has shifted. It's now with the judiciary. You get, but all hope is not lost. There is like a 2% chance that something good can happen. So we'll explore that 2% chance to whatever next comes. That's my submission for now. I'm sure I have more to say when a lot of people come in.
All right, thank you. Dr. Eberichi, welcome to the show. Dr. Eberichi. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dr. Damages, and good afternoon, the rest of the panelists.
Yeah,
Dr. Damages, I wasn't expecting you to be online.
I wasn't expecting to be here today, but when I saw that it was the demonstration first that brought me up here, and then I said, hopefully you will be
I
here
see.
to talk about the legal implications of what we're here.
Okay. Quickly, a couple of things. I think I listened to Mr. Franklin when he raised some issues. So I can confirm that INEC is one of the parties in the proceeding. There is no way INEC would not have been a party or wouldn't be a party in the proceeding. So INEC is a party in the proceeding. I think in Labour Party's petition, INEC is the first respondent, while in PDP's petition, I think INEC is the third respondent. So INEC is a party.
Okay,
Now, on the issue of
thank you for that. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, on the issue of whether somebody who was prosecuted or was charged in America.
Now we can hear you, Dr. Berichi. Dr. Berichi, we can't hear you anymore. All right, let's go to Kaide when he gets. Kaide, welcome to the show. Kaide, can you hear me? Okay, Dr. Berichi, you are.
Can you hear me?
Okay, you're back. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I think I had a network outage. So I was talking about the prosecution.
I can hear you. Good evening. Okay.
Kaide, hold on. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead, Dr. Berichi. Yeah.
I was talking about the prosecution in the U.S. So, yeah. And then I think Mr. Franklin was wondering what effect. What effect should that have in Nigeria? So now, that is not even the issue. So basically, the law is that if you are convicted, whether in Nigeria or elsewhere, that you cannot run for an office. That is. So the question is not whether what happened in the US has any effect here, but whether or not he was actually convicted. I think part of the argument would be that he wasn't convicted of that. I think that was a settlement. So now the court will have to deal with the question as to what in practical terms, what in legal terms is settlement. Like does settlement amount to conviction?
Yeah.
For the purpose imply conviction exactly for the purpose of eligibility to run for office. So yeah, so that I just wanted to clear up those two issues. So there wouldn't be any debate as to whether what happens in the US will happen in Nigeria, but one that interrogates the concept of settlement in criminal proceeding, whether in the US or in America, and its implication in the context of the Electoral Act or the Constitution. So those are the two things. So then now on the petitions themselves, I have just downloaded the PDP's petition. I've not read it. It's about 225 pages. I've not read it. I have not been able to see the entire copy of a Labour Party's petition. So what I can say, based on I just saw some pages of Labour Party. I just saw the prayers, but I've not seen the entire thing. But for APC, I have the entire thing, but I've not read. So, but they're similar, but there's also a point of divergence in the two petitions. So it would appear that for reasons that I cannot really explain at this point, I'm getting.
Yeah, I'm trying to get Iskaride's link. Go ahead. I'll take him.
So PDP's petition is more comprehensive, in my view, than the Labour Party's petition. So it could be tactical. I don't know the reason, but PDP's petition is more. No wonder it is 220 something pages, while Labour Party's petition, as I understand, is 100 pages. So the Labour Party narrowed their grounds of the petition to two. Obviously, surprisingly, they raised the issue of qualification, whether he was even qualified to contest by virtue of the proceedings in the US, So which I didn't see coming, right? Now, then the second issue they raised was that of procedure, whether all of us knew that was going to that was always going to be one of the grants. So there is issue of procedure now, but in raising so I would have thought, and that which is what PDP did, I would have thought that in addition to the issue of procedure, they would have also raised the issue of inability of Tinubu to get the required number of states as well as the popular vote, and without which he would not have, he shouldn't have been declared the winner. So the Labour Party is silent on that. So I'm wondering, is it that they didn't really have access to as much materials, polling unit results as would have enabled them to make a very strong case in that, or have they subsumed this issue under the issue of under the issue of procedure? But in PDP's petition, I think the petition is basically based on 3 grants, 2 of which are the ones that the Labour Party have predicated the application, their petition, but also additional grant, which is that they're looking at the results, on the basis of which INEC declared Tinubu as a winner, and they are saying that based on what we have, based on what is on the IREV, that INEC that this man hasn't met the threshold, the requirement for becoming the Nigerian president. So for them to making that claim, I would have to assume that they either have their own copies of result as they collected from the polling units, or they have gone into the IREV and have even found obvious contradiction between the number of votes that they were deemed to have scored vis-a-vis that of APC, on the basis of which APC was declared the winner. So they might have found something on the IREV that suggests that even INEC's tabulation of the result, if we were to even go with what INEC has on the IREV, is wrong. So that is just the basic summary of the 2 petitions.
Okay. When I come back to you, I want to hear, I know that Labour mentioned some states that they disagreed with the results. Maybe that's why they did not go along to say that he did not win, or Tinubu did not win enough votes to be declared president, because by saying that, they are basically will be saying that they agree with the result. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But the other thing I want to hear from you when we come back to you is some people are now saying that they will compel the FBI and the Justice Department to weigh in this court. Do you think that's possible, that the U.S. Justice Department and FBI will come to testify, or that the court will easily dismiss the issue of the drug case and move to other things? So we'll come back to you on that. Brown.
Yeah, Dr. Damages.
Okay. So yeah, what do you think? How do you think? I know that you may not, I don't think you're a lawyer. I don't think you said you're one, but what do you think? Do you have any faith in
I don't even like going to court, talk about being a lawyer.
Why are you afraid of the court?
I might watch it on TV, all those family courts, divorce court. I don't like a serious case. That's why I don't like to get myself in trouble.
I mean, the court is the list of the troubles you can get, Yeah.
Right. So yeah, what I think is, I thought he was challenging. He said he wasn't challenging the results. He said he's challenging the process. That's what I heard him say. I don't know. Is there a difference between the process and the result? The end justified the means. So I was just thinking that if it's challenging, if somebody is challenging something because he doubts that it's false, something went wrong. So at the end of the day, it might just nullify the final result. So I think it's just like a domino effect he's trying to pull here. Just click it on this side and everything just collapses on the other side. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I think he's a very resilient man. You know, he was a captain of organization before, so he's smart. Mr. Obi, that's what I'm talking about. So I believe that he's going to achieve one thing out of this. Something is going to come out of it. Something, more uh, enlightening, like something that's going to open the eyes of people. Let's just really see how our justice system is going to stand this test of time. You know, let's see if our electoral process couldn't stand the test of time. Let's see, if the other side, you know, of the whole government, apparatus can withstand the heat, which is like I said, is the last hope of the common man. So I believe if this is the last hope of the common man, they should understand the people who are in charge. So let them put out the right judgment out there, because some of them, these people are old. What do they got to lose? Why don't you just say the truth for once? Please, I'm begging them, sir.
I like that.
At least they're old. Huh?
As if suddenly they will wake up and then feel like, okay, why didn't we think about this all this while on the bench? Thank you, Mr. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me mute myself.
No, I'm saying this is what the judges will say. They will hear Mr. Brown.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, some of them are really, really, really advanced people who don't got nothing to lose. The only thing they got to lose is their legacy, and they should have to hold it. They've held it for too long. So this is just too small for them to throw it away. Because we know the truth. Even the small, we know the truth. So let them say the truth and everybody be happy. So I don't know, except they have a paymaster or somebody's, like a puppet controlling them, dancing and all kind of stuff. So yeah, I just hope that, they are bold enough, because it takes courage. It takes a real big courage to tell the truth. And, the truth is a bitter pill to swallow. I hope they say it.
All right, this is the final score, the result in Abia State, which
that's beautiful. I like that man.
Yeah, I like so
but
too.
Is it not that man, that tall man? Like he's very tall like this.
No, he's the opposite.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I like him, but he's very smart. Short people are very smart people now. So let's give him a chance.
I mean, people think that it's at least it says change, because that state has been under PDP for and it hasn't made any progress in the last 20-something years.
You're talking about Abia State, right?
Abia State, yeah, Abia State.
Yes. Oh yeah, beautiful. I hope. I just want change. I don't know what it is. Let it not be APC and PDP or whatever. Just something else. Even though they say no name party, I don't care. Let's see. So I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much for us here. Because I still believe in Nigeria. I'm not going to rip up my passport. I still have my passport with me. I
mean, we can take at the same time 3 people ripping up their passport. If you are ready, we can arrange for a day.
No, that's not good. I don't want to desecrate the land. Even though the politicians did that to the land, me, I won't do it. I won't be in the league. Because the politicians, they themselves, they don't value the passport. They have foreign passport, so they've already told their passport in their own mind. They're just using it as a document. They don't care about Nigeria. We know we've been carrying this burden for a long time. So let's still keep that dignity of appreciating, no matter how, because these countries that we are running into, this diaspora, they went through a lot. I mean, it was crazy, But this, after from time to time, they were able to fix things. They tried it, and they say, I believe they left Nigeria the way it is. They don't want to be like situation where they're gonna, foreclose into our business. They will tell us, oh, this is where we are wrong, but they're not gonna be able to judge us, because they feel that if it's just like a child telling a child not to go there, not to play with fire. The child is so curious. One day, the fire is gonna hurt him or her, and then you're gonna be like, okay, then we have to learn from experience, and it's not easy. So that's what they are waiting for. If we don't learn from experience, they'll think that we'll think that they're coming back to colonize us. You understand? We are still smart for for all that as it is in this age and time. We just feel like, oh, even now they are not doing nothing. We just feel that they are in control of our affairs. Some people have that conspiracy belief, but I just say that they want to leave us alone because they too went through this. You understand? Those days when we go to the river, to the stream, right? If you are scared of swimming, do you know that they be targeting how to push you in the water? Yeah, they're gonna save you anyway. They just want to like scare the shit out of you. Like, what are you scared for? You know what I'm saying? So they'll be like, it doesn't know how to swim. They'll be targeting that person. They'll push that person away. That's the way it is. You have to learn from that, disaster and everything. Fear, kill that fear. So I know we're gonna rise again at the end of the day. So I still keep my passport, and I still respect Nigeria and our heroes past. That's what I pray for.
Thank you, Brown.
Thank you for that time.
All right, Kaide. All right, Kaide is not here. Igbo Basics, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Damages.
So yesterday, this is the images some of the images that we saw out of Abia State. Let me play. Oh my God, I didn't know that it was that bad. I'll be in trouble with Facebook now. All right, so yeah, but today, what's happening today? Igbo Basics.
I remember, was it yesterday or the day before, that I had thrown down the gauntlet, as I called it, on Okezi Ikpeazu, when I had asked him to leave Abia State alone, that he has done enough. A moment ago, my elder sister, who had been sick, just called me on the phone and was really rejoicing. I'm talking about somebody who had been sick, was really jumping and shouting, Alex Oti has won, Alex Oti has won. Yes, so Alex Oti has been declared a winner in Abia State. And I will take this opportunity to say congratulations to the people of Abia State. It was overdue. I'm from Abia State. I was brought up in Aba. I've gone through all the governments from military through civilian, Colonel Anthony Ochefu, and the rest of them who had governed the place called Abia State. Through Ojikalu, T.A. Oji, and then Okezi Ikpeazu. I met all of these people. So I would say that today, Abia State has actually been liberated. Abia State is liberated, and it's not enough that Abia State has been liberated. It holds a bigger picture, because the conversation in the background, while we congratulate Alex Oti and the Labour Party for the victory, well deserved, the conversation that has been going on is, as they say, Igbos, go home. Go home to where? What we are saying now is that Alex Oti, mark my word again, all of us, Ndi Igbo, we are repeating that the opportunities that your predecessors had, and they blew it. I'm talking about from OUK, TLG, Okezi Ikpeazu, whom I even made a banner when he was being inaugurated. We are saying that number one thing Alex Oti must do, bring Aba back to its glory. Aba is the heart of Igbo commercial activities. This is not a joke. If you revive Aba, the whole of Nigeria will be better off. The whole of Igbo land will be better off. So we are not going to let Alex Oti out of our sight. We are going to partner with him. We're going to be right there from the beginning to make sure that Alex Oti does not deviate, because it is really for the betterment of Igbo land that Aba becomes the commercial hub, as it has always been. So that is our prayer as it stands now. For the immediate time, it's been a battle well fought. If we all of us, including the people on this program, if we are not shouting, Igbaz, don't attempt what you are trying to do. PDP, don't attempt what you are trying to do. They would have continued to try to delay, but it's overwhelming. And thanks to people like that Professor Oti, not a relative of Alex Oti as they are trying to paint it. That's the professor from the Federal University of Technology, Owere Futo. We applaud her, and we also wish that others should emulate the gallantry of that woman, the integrity of the woman who has shown us that all things are really possible. Nobody can cow Igbo land down like that. It's a challenge to all of us here. When it is done right in one place, it rubs off on every other part of Nigeria. So Aba is a task that must be rebuilt. To those who have run away from Aba, it is time to come back to Aba and make it what it is. From Ariaria to Ekonha, to all the new markets, from our high school to Eziama High School, to Sacred Heart Aba, to Immaculate Heart Aba, to Boys Trade Center Aba, to Girls Trade Center Aba. Aba is a place that we all, as Ndibo, are so proud of. And the rebirth of Aba has just begun. So I will for now say, once again, congratulations, Alex Oti. I have not met Alex Oti in person, but we all are working towards the same objective, for the betterment of Igbo land. You can be very proud. This particular administration is not going to go like the rest of the ones that have come before. Aba is back in business, and Nigeria will be better off with Aba back in business.
All right.
Aba,
thank you. Lubisi, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning or good afternoon, everybody.
Good day. So, how do you feel today?
Well, I'm at home. I'll soon be heading to work in the next 2 hours. I've been following events since Saturday, and particularly the Abia, Enugu, Adamawa, and the Kebbi state elections that were yet to be declared, governorship elections were yet to be declared until I saw your news flash. I've been expecting it that probably they will declare one of the two in the southeast today. Well, like Igbo Basic said, thank God that INEC decided to do the right thing this time. And kudos to the INEC officials in that Obingwa local government where they did the collation, who resisted all the pressure and intimidation from the PDP to doctor the results. That was just what saved the day. If they were compromised, it would have just gone the way so many other states went. So you could even see some states like Kaduna and Nasarawa State. It was very close, and I'm sure the losers will go to court. It's unfortunate that INEC officials and the governors, the serving governors currently in those places, they didn't want democracy to prevail. They decided to do their usual thing. I just watched briefly Alex Oti's interview today on one station called, I think it's called Symphony, but that Symphony is an Arise affiliation, AIT affiliated YouTube channel. So he was saying that this was exactly what they did to him in 2015. and then they prevailed. But at this time, he was especially thanking the beavers. But he used one phrase. He said, "The beavers will work if those managing it will allow it to work." And in this case, those managing it insisted that it should be the right thing should be done. So going forward, I expect INEC to do the same thing in Enugu, to look at the beavers accreditation and get out the correct accredited voters and check the score properly, the void votes, and equally look at this, because sometimes the pointer is to look at the House of Assembly votes, because when the House of Assembly votes in those local government gives a particular number, the same thing should apply to the governorship votes from those local governments. So that should always be the pointer. So I wish Alex Otis is a good technocrat, as I had. I'm sure, looking at his age now, the man looks like somebody who wants to bequeath good legacy to Abians. He himself must have been pained by what's happened in the last 24 years of democracy. And I'm sure he's going to do the right thing. And I hope he will lead Abia where he will not fall, he will not allow any pressure to come to him like other governors who want to start well and later fall by the wayside, join the bandwagon, do things the way they do, and he will not be an emperor. I pray he sets a good example on how leadership should be in not just in the state, but in the country. So that, because what we need is somebody who sets a good example, follow it through, and others coming up will follow. So we pray it works like that. Then for Obi's Obi and PDP's petition, I've not gone through Obi, but I've seen some parts of the petition or summary. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. He brings the issue of the Tinubu's link with heroin business in the past, and the issue of his educational qualification, and even Shetima too. He was in that petition that I saw that they said Shetima applied, bought a form to contest in the primaries, in the senatorial primaries, and they say at the point Tinubu shows him as his running mate, his application was still at INEC. I don't know whether he withdrew it later, but it means he went against the electoral law that says you can't participate in 2 elections. So I don't know how that one will pan out, but I know Obi's case is strong. And then, like Mr. Brown said, if the judges want to write their name in gold, they should look dispassionately at the overwhelming evidence across board and take decisions. I will stop now. I will stop so far. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Peter.
you.
Okay.
Right.
Peter, welcome to the show. Peter, can you unmute?
Good evening.
Yeah, good.
Yes,
how
I
are
can
you?
hear you. You can hear me too? I'm fine.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you?
Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay. Let me start with the issue of Enugu and the Abia State. After the election, the last election of 18th March, they happen to be the only 2 or 2 of the 3 states that stood out to have a controversy over declaring of their result. So that showed to some extent the degree of disunity among the Igbo guys. This one was not even presidential level now, it was a state level, which I presume that all the contestants are Igbo guys, are Igbo men, and they couldn't agree within themselves who should lead the state. And we all know that one of the problems we have in that region is a disunity, is betrayal. We have had instances where an Igbo man is the one who also betrayed his brother. A case of Nadi Kanu was a clear recent one, where he was not captured or arrested until 100 million naira bounty was placed on his head. The following week, he was sold out. His movement was disclosed, and they were able to pick it up. So we're still having this issue of Igbo need to put their acts together and really work in unity. We who are not Igbos, we are doing our best to really follow them because we love them. So I left Nigeria in that country after since over 20 years now. I left Nigeria. Most of the people I see myself dealing with in terms of business are the Igbos because they are gifted, but they seem to work on themselves so that if people have this local adage, if you put brooms together and you want to break them, it is difficult. But when you separated them and just have a single one and you want to break it, it is very easy for you to break. So Igbo people need to work on themselves. And the issue of Lagos election, you see, there was something I really see that backfire at the end of the day. Take, for example, if you now declare Onitsha and Aba as no man's land, as important as those two cities are, they are commercial cities, especially Aba. And you are not saying that people, I will not come to you and I'm telling you this city, as important as it is no man's land. You wouldn't take it from me. This is what happened in Lagos. During the presidential election, there was a great movement behind the Peter Obi, but that one changed during the last election because of the dispute. To some extent, the Yoruba people were provoked because they felt that you are now saying their city is a no man's land. What I try to imply that you are going to take it over from us, which we all know that as far as that region is concerned, they are Yorubas. It's Yoruba land. Just that it is very, very accommodative. They welcome everybody from all parts of the country. But that doesn't mean that it is a no man's land. It is owned by the Yorubas. So this is why you see those people who voted for Obi during the presidential election turn against him. Even if there were no intimidations, there were no ringing or thuggery, the incumbent governor would have still won that election. You look at the margin, it was just so, the gap was so wide. So people were not happy with that statement. So we have to watch it. Lagos shouldn't be classified as no man's land.
Peter, who made the statement?
That is what was going on, that was trending.
Yeah, I'm saying, who made it? I want to know.
It's no man's land. So when I watch Arise News, they were doing the analysis. Somebody of Mr. Jide also mentioned it. So I think again, if you go to the internet, it was also trending that people were calling Lagos no man's land. So that was what really provoked all those Agberos that made them to come out. And if you look at it, there are some elderly people who didn't want to vote. It's like they were pushed to vote. They were pushed to come out. And that was what angered the youth. And they said, okay, we are going to take Lagos by fire, by force. Yes, right. I think we still need to continue living happily, peacefully in Lagos. But remember that Lagos is a land that belongs to the Yorubas.
Right. Dr. Glaviges, if I may correct an impression.
Go ahead, go basics.
There is no place in Nigeria or anywhere in the world that is a no man's land. Let's all have that behind our heads. Lagos is nobody will say that Lagos is a no man's land in their right mind. Have it occurred to you that the people who were peddling that information could be the people from the opposition directly as to turn the table around. Let me repeat again. Lagos is a land that people inhabited in. It's a Yoruba land. Other people came. They made it what it is. And Nigeria has now moved to Abuja and created Abuja. Will anybody turn around to tell you that Abuja is a no man's land? No. There are indigenes that live in that land. Let's get it to our score. Those who simply want to foment trouble are the people who peddle these things on the internet. Don't take everything you see on the net as the truth and nothing but the truth. You cannot come to Aba and say Aba is a no man's land. I'm not from Aba, I'm from Ibere, but I grew up in Aba. So let us try to disabuse our mind. The reasons why things happened in Lagos the way they happened is there are so many interests behind. The churches, the traditional people, and all the rest of it, they all went for Obi. Yes, they did. But when it came to the governorship, they all danced right back to their peculiar, familiar interest. They all have a hand in what has happened. So it is not because somebody said Lagos is a no man's land. No, it's a propaganda.
All right.
So I have a question for Mr. Peter.
Okay.
Very quickly, because I had a lot of dog whistles in some of the things he said. So Mr. Peter, you said that the contestation going on in Enugu and Abia, and after this election is evidence of this unity that in Igbo, that the Igbos should have been able to coalesce around one candidate instead of going against each other. So my question to you, I don't know your state in Nigeria, but can you point out any state in Nigeria, including your state, where a candidate, where a candidate was coalesced around and emerged as the governor of that state unopposed? Is there a state in Nigeria that actually, where there was no election, like every tribe, everybody in that state just coalesced around that particular candidate, and he became emerged as the governor elect of that state? If you would educate me on that, thank you.
No, that is that cannot happen. Otherwise, we would have called it election.
It cannot happen. But you wanted it to happen in Abia State and Imo State.
What I'm trying to tell you, look, the extent on which that election was not declared was not like other states.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Now, let me tell you the reason. The reason is because Labour Party, as you would have noticed throughout this process, was in pole position in those states. Whenever Labour Party had been in pole position throughout this process, there was always an issue with it, even in Lagos State. So if you see, the reason why Abia State is deadlocked is because Labour Party emerged and is seriously in pole position, and so the structure of criminality of PDP wouldn't let go. In Enugu State, something is playing out because Labour Party once again is also in serious position to become the governor. So the same old structure, the same corrupt structure wouldn't let that happen. So that is what I thought you would. I mean, it would have been very obvious to you rather than seeing it as Igbo disunity, as Igbo, and then you were trying to black.
Okay. Now tell me which other state you see people that were naked to dance on the street to oppose the result of the other ward. Which other state? You see people coming out naked.
All right, Peter, hold on.
I saw people with machetes. I saw
people going crazy naked on the street.
I saw people with machetes and gone.
Okay.
Because just
Lagos
now,
State.
Dr. Damaji said he didn't know it was as bad as this. He would have allowed that video. He said he didn't know it was as bad as that.
Okay, Peter, let me explain something. Peter, when I said it was bad, I didn't know they were actually their talks were.
They were naked.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have played it but that's not
okay.
Peter, listen, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's a traditional thing. If you understand the Igbo tradition, if women should take off their clothes for you, is really the peak of showing their disgust about what you did. So that's what it is. My concern is really because of the rules of Facebook and YouTube and all those places. That's why I'm saying that if I had known it was that bad, I wouldn't have played it. That's all. But again, they were not there. They were actually protesting to force INEC to declare the winner, not that they were against what INEC did. They felt that INEC was the line, even though they knew that it wasn't close. All right, Gozika, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone.
Hi.
I hope I'm audible. I'm not feeling too well, so I might not be my usual robust self.
Oh, sorry about it. What's wrong with you? You have the
Ngozi, I went to rig election. Now you are sick.
Whoever said that, I do not take kindly to that. I do not subscribe to such
Please,
jokes, please.
don't say that of Ngozika, for heaven's sake.
I do not subscribe
Ngozi,
to
I'm so
such
sorry.
jokes.
I'm sorry. I just pulled it. That was an expensive joke. Sorry.
Before the women take off their clothes for you, and then I'll see where you stand.
Sorry, I've been looking for you for a while now. Dr. Damages, please give him your number, your browsing number. Let me send you some information, please.
Okay.
Your browsing line, okay? Please.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I just got back from the hospital not too long ago.
Now who be that when they call my pikin name? When they not
Mama.
who is that?
Mama, welcome.
Calling my daughter a name that doesn't belong. And he be like, say, all of una when be men. Una chop aku belle food this morning. When I call the day here, the Allah. And they hear una since I reserve the remaining strength for now.
So
Mama, I make you not take your clothes off. I beg.
We go take clothes for all the judiciary in Nigeria. If they not do the needful, now midnight we they do our own. We sabi am. When we take clothes for them from their children, I go run mad for street. May they not give my children mandate that they go low.
All right, Gozika, go ahead.
So
we see your handwork on my Igbo children.
Mama,
you go hear from us very soon.
Mama,
please let me talk.
Just say na joke. You go soon end up for Kere prison. You find my trouble, you go get am hot.
Mama, please let me just say something and go off quickly because
you need to buy tape on your door.
I have a lot of it here. I'm not really looking forward to it. So
then you need to eat enough fruit. Send that number.
So I wanted to say something about what is going on in Enugu.
Yeah, that's
I went to the hospital yesterday. So on my way back, I had to go collect cash from somebody that offered me cash because getting cash these days is a stress. Somebody offered me cash, so I had to go to the person's side and collect it. While I was there, guys, they were talking about election because where I went to is not far from the INEC office. Matter of fact, it's just a walk to the INEC office. So two of the guys there started having a discussion. One is two of them are from Nkanu, but different parts of Nkanu. And they were talking about how the votes went and about the people who are still at the INEC office. At that time, we were talking. I said, so people are still at the INEC office. He said, yes, that he just came back from eating rice and cow meat. I said, so who are those killing cow at the INEC office? He said, men them. I am so happy for Ndiaba that theirs has been sorted. I wish them all the best. This is a breath of fresh air. I mentioned that I have particular interest in Aba because the potential in that place is just out of this world. So I'm so happy for them, and I'm hoping that this man coming in will do well for them. And that brings me to Enugu. Now, what's Enugu? Some of Enugu have turned this whole deadlock. INEC declaration, this whole hiatus INEC is putting us through. It has led to a tug of war. I remember before the elections, I was trying to point out the dichotomy in Enugu politicking, how it was a Imakwandaibo kind of politics in Enugu, the who is who. I was trying to point it out, and this is what is playing out now. The two people who are in the lead following the results have been announced so far. Hello, am I still audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the two people that are in the lead as we speak are Peter Mba of PDP and Chijoke Edoga of the LP. Now, for those people who do not know, Peter Mba is from Owo is in Nkanu, but it's not. I don't want to use main Nkanu, so I would not sound elitist. But it's a part of Nkanu who is in Nkanu, but it's not really the mainstream Nkanu. Yeah. Then Edoga is from East Uzo. Yes, East Uzo. But most people classify East Uzo as in Soka. So now you have these two different people that have been age-long rivals, bringing the whole tussle down to communities. Now it is now divided along community lines. You have people who squarely want Edoga to win, not just because he's in the Labour Party, but because he's an Isuzu man. And you have people who are protesting that the results been announced in favor of Mba, not because he's in the PDP, but because he's an Nkanu man. And these are the issues. I don't know where we've gotten it so wrong that politics is now divided. It's no longer about competence or character or even party affiliations, but down to community lines. And it is scaring me because if this thing INEC is doing in any way continues, we are going to have serious trouble. People's patience are being tasted. I just want them to do the needful. And the result in contest is for Munkani East. I heard the issue is that the accredited results, as a number of accredited voters has been exceeded by number of counted votes, which is a problem. And they are urging somebody I had reliable info that some of the PDP people are pushing for the results to be declared anyway, for Peter Mba to be declared winner anyway, so that they will follow what is happening at the national level and ask whoever is aggrieved to go to court. Meanwhile, a winner had been declared. And these are the issues. Where did we get it so wrong that people have lost their conscience and every sense of morality and sacrificed it on the altar of politics? I am begging INEC, please and please and please, set Enugu free from this deadlock you have put us in. We don't deserve this. Tempers are high. You can't even say anything without people asking you, where are you from? Are you supporting Nkanu or Nsoka? That is what it has boiled down to. I was able to get away from that argument because I'm from Enugu East. I told them all of them are not serious. So me that I'm from Enugu, sorry, me that I'm from Enugu West, sorry, me that I'm from Enugu West, does it mean you that you are from Nkanu or you that from your Nsoka, you are more Enugu than me? And the guy told me, I'm going to let you go this time around for saying this thing because you're our sister. Nkanu and Ogu are siblings. It is getting real, it's getting realer every day, and it should not be. And next, should just do the right thing and set us free like India. But I'm coming to Lagos. You see this whole thing Mr. Peter is saying, I find it really ridiculous. You can see how he started mumbling when you asked him who made that statement. These are the issues. Somebody will just sit somewhere, cook up propaganda that will cost people's lives. Propaganda that will cost people's lives. Where are people's conscience these days? You asked him a simple question. Who said that Lagos is a no man's land? He said he read it on the internet. Even a child knows that not everything you read on the internet is correct. Most of them that are propelling this, if you ask 80 out of 100 people that are saying that Indi Ibosina, Lagos is a no man's land, they will repeat the same nonsense he has been repeating. And they said, who said? Who said? And you're killing people, you're hurting people, you're disenfranchising people because of what they said. That is low. That is really low. And I do not agree that Lagosians came out and voted against GLV because of that sentiment. That's a pure lie. We saw what happened. The incumbents rigged openly, brazenly. That is after they intimidated people, disenfranchised people. It was not enough. They still went ahead and rigged the kind of rigging that we saw happened in Obingwa, where PDP was claiming 100 and something thousand votes. When meanwhile, after checking beavers and everything, they got just 9,000 votes. That is the kind of rigging that went on. If not that the rep for that state insisted, if not that the woman insisted on the right thing being done, these people would have pushed through with such bogus numbers, and tomorrow somebody will come and say these people voted in favor of. Meanwhile, nobody voted. It was a rigged result. So when we are saying these things, please let's try to be separating facts from propaganda. If you are going to make a claim, substantiate your claim, or don't make it at all. These things, it is no longer. I hate that. Is why I always had an issue with Ovie whenever he said politics is a game. Politics is not a game. This is people's lives we're talking about. If this election had not taught anybody anything, it is that people's lives are literally at risk. And you people, and some people are there calling it a game. It is not a game. It is people's lives. It is people's future. So start treating it as such, and maybe we can begin to make headway. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ngozika. Izundo, you're next.
Thank you, Dr. Rudolph. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just came by to check what is happening on YouTube, and I saw the program. I was just listening. But what actually motivated me to join the group was the comment from Mr. Peter. Please, like I always say here, we live here in Nigeria. We know what is happening. It is disheartening to see people who have been exposed, who have mixed up with people from different walks of life, making some statements that doesn't mean well back home here. Just like you said here, that you've lived outside Nigeria for 20 years. You know, that 20. In fact, if you stay away from home for 1 year, that 1 year means a whole lot of things. You know, this ethnic profiling is a serious issue over here. You find yourself in a place where your right is protected, where you have access to basic amenities, where in the course of any emergency, security agencies and people and agencies involved will attend to such situations promptly. I want to beg our people over there, when you come up here in a public space like this, be mindful of the kind of things that comes out of your mouth. That's the kind of things that come out of your mouth. You know, that's one thing we should understand. Yoruba is Yoruba, Hausa is Hausa, Igbo is Igbo. Because we have different cultural background, we are different in many ways. It's quite unfortunate that one would try to use one's culture to judge other people. I live in Yoruba land. I live in Ogun State, Abeokuta, the capital city. From Abeokuta to Lagos is a stone throw, a journey of less than 1.5 hours. You know, let us treat issue the way it is. Mr. Peter, I want you to know this. If you don't know this, if this will be the first time you will know this, a typical Igbo man, in fact, not every Igbo man, do not forget his origin, where he's coming from. No matter how much time you have spent anywhere outside home, we will always come back home. So an Igbo man, no matter how he is pleased staying away from home, his home is more important than that place. It is impossible for an Igbo man to come to Yoruba land and say Yoruba land is a no man's land. And when issues are coming, you have to look at the fundamental behind the issue. During presidency, no man's land did not come up. But when it was the matter of gubernatorial election, the politicians came up with this divide and rule attitude. They came up, in fact, they came up to the extent of disowning their own son because he has Igbo background. Let us be careful. Let us be careful what we say. You being out there, outside Nigeria, your words should be kind of a kind that will bring us unified. You should not make alterations that will separate us more. Igbos did not come and say the Yoruba is no man's land. These were things propagated by politicians. I am here at the center of all these things. It is very important that we are mindful of what we say. Mr. Peter, you have right to your opinion. You have one of your human rights is freedom of speech. But you have whatever thing you say, we should also remember that we are accountable to everything that we say. We should not incite any violence of any kind. Do not tell me that because people in my place they went naked, you now want to profile it. That is culture. Just like Dr. Rudolph rightly explained. Do not use your culture to mirror another people's culture. Here, there is disunity. This issue of Igbos are not united. It was in my brain for many years, not until I came down to Yoruba land. I now saw that it is just the same thing, but in a different dimension. What we want is a Nigeria where we are Nigerians. If I see my Yoruba brother, I will call him brother. I'm sure over there you are. You don't know yourself by Yoruba and Igbo. You identify yourself as Nigerians. And the white man over there will not even want to know whether you're a Yoruba. Your passport does not show Yoruba. What it shows is Nigeria. That is enough reason why we should censor what we say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Izundo. Madam Mecho, you're next. She's talking on the phone. Should we tell her that we called her or should we just move on?
Now me you call.
Who else did I call? Are they two Mama Echo here?
I'm dealing with one of my pikin when they get trauma from wetin I do Nigeria. You know, the situation at home. Some people right now they get depression. Some people are passing through PSD. So while we are talking like this, that is why our utterances, it matters a lot. So now my little counselor work, now they do to help some of such people. So that is why I'm on the phone. So what will they talk today?
So let me actually come to you specifically. I know you said before the election, if anything happens to any of your children, you are going to do certain things. We now know that over 20 people died. What are you going to do?
What I'm going to do? We're going to file a lawsuit. But I'm trying to discuss with my lead lawyer to know which angle we are going through. As for Oluomo, we will file a lawsuit specifically on him. We are writing IG of police on that useless policeman that say, "Na joke in the joke." Because if he has taken it serious and do the needful, we won't be where we are. As for Sowo-Ogbo, that is dancing Kelebe, we never know whether na Lagos State government wants to. I've been at Sanwo-Olu specifically. And if IG of police, they don't do the needful, they too go follow suit. Two, making with the Obi they do you, we go sue on his own. Because he instigated the violence from the beginning, and there is a video to that. APC, the terrorist group, we go sue them and we go report them. Said that now that be the terrorist group that recruited Boko Haram and Fulani herdsmen and unknown government to be killing our people. So now we now know who is the terrorist group that has been terrorizing us. Because if there's any observation I observed during this period of election, we were not hearing all the killing in the north. We were not hearing unknown government. We were not hearing what did they call them? So you now discover that the main players behind the Boko Haram, behind the Fulani herdsmen, behind the what do they call them now? Three of them. The main player behind them is APC. So we go do the needful. But I need all the evidence. That's why I tell them, I say, I be old school. Now I be new school. Gather all those graphic evidence. This impunity must stop. The day they sent me a video from the Western world, I don't know whether in Texas or somewhere. The little boy is like this, probably 6, 7. He was crying. What is he crying? We don't want to know. Goodness me. This is not in Nigeria. Here in this Western world, the little boys were crying. Mommy, no, we don't want to know. And I asked myself, what have we put in this boy's head? If we don't find justice, what do you think that such a child want to grow up to know about Nigeria? So you see, they're going to win the court. But the punishment for the terrorist group that did this is inevitable. If we don't get them for a justice system, because they wear wig like old women when quarter to go to grave. If they don't give us that justice for them, then we can also carry the justice system in Nigeria, go International Court of Justice. So now make they tell us whether the thing when they read for law school, now for them to see impunity, and collect Ghana must go off taller and turn their blind eye. You see this impunity, it must stop. Because if it doesn't stop, 2027 will be more bloodier. Because they make us to believe you don't need the structure that gives you anything in the political arena in Nigeria is to become senior agbero. And you should be able to know how to kill others to get the mandate. So we won't wait till then. That is why we must do something. And all of us when they're here, none of us free. Because anywhere when you go now for security, that they have to do security check. They don't even remove your pipe finish, they're not going to do that. They go tear your belly to see whether you carry. Why? Because Chief Tinubu, the cocaine dealer, is now your selected president. So anywhere when they go naked us to know whether we carry cocaine for Tinubu. It won't happen. It will stop.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama Echo. Let me try Kaide again. Kaide, can you hear me? Kaide is in Lagos. I wanted to hear how the situation in Lagos. Kaide, can you hear me?
No, quite longer.
Wait, I just read something. INEC not pay my daughter. Unga, INEC not pay you. Hey!
Mama. Wait, let me say something. Mama, let me say something. Let me say something.
You use my children finish, you not pay them. Yeah. I even forget to make sure
Can I say something?
You going to suffer. INEC.
Mama, hold on. Let's hear from Ngozika. Ngozika, what's the situation?
So on that day that I was on the day of the election. As at that time, some of my friends that I had gone to work with had received the alert for the presidential election. The payment is in two parts. They pay for the presidential, then the gubernatorial. As at that day, I and my friends that went together were like six. Like three of them had gotten alert for the presidential elections, and the other three, me and two other girls, that is among our group, our clique, had not gotten. And I spoke to my APO one and some other people. They too had not seen alert, and the amount differs. That is the funny thing. The amount differs. I don't know why. So the problem now is, I had some people saying that they would not, if they had received payment for the presidential election, given what they went through, they would not have returned for the gubernatorial election. And I think INEC sort of anticipated that, because truthfully, a lot of people that worked, some people that worked during the presidential election did not return for the gubernatorial elections. Some people did not return. Some, I don't know their reason, but I heard some people saying that if they had been paid, they're only here because they've not been paid and they're hoping to get paid. Up till now, I'm speaking for myself. I have not received payment for the presidential election. I have not received payment for the gubernatorial election. The only thing I have received from INEC is the 1,000 naira, 1,500 naira transportation stipend, and for the presidential and for the gubernatorial election.
$1,500. I've been at 1,000.
Naira for transportation. For transportation, that is the only thing I have received, and I am not alone. So I find it really, really uncomfortable. There is this trepidation that now that the elections are over, we might as well kiss it goodbye. And I don't know. I just don't know.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
Don't send me your account number.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm muted. I said, and some people wonder why things are the way they are. You know, and some people on this platform, sometimes if you live too long abroad, you say to people at home, why are they are the people who are rigging the election? Why are they doing this? Why, how do you explain this? You know, somebody will go to do something and do the job, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks after, 4 weeks now, and no payment. So
Sorry, doctor. This is why when I talk about my children, when you see me passionate about them, I don't see them as Yahoo boss, I guess, even though I know what they are doing is not right. I don't see them as Olosho or hookup, even when I know what they are doing is not right. I don't see them as kidnapper, even when I know what they are doing are not right. Why? Because I know we created this environment for them. We stole their destiny. We get them poverty, lack, and hopelessness. And they want to survive. So they have to devise a way to survive. Look at this.
Mama, I
election, preparing for
hello, Mama.
INEC, and they collected how many billion? INEC chairman, you better dig your grave and buy your casket, oh. You dig your grave, buy your casket, and all of them will be INEC staff. Make una dig una grave, buy una casket, oh. Because of this.
Mama, it's speeches like this that they
Mama, please.
from America.
I just, Doc, please, can I say something quickly? I just want to say there's no excuse for bad behavior. There is no excuse for bad behavior. When we keep making excuses for bad behavior, it will thrive. I was not paid. I have not been paid. No, Mama, no, Mama. I'm
creating a platform.
No, Mama, I'm not speaking to you. I am just saying that anybody that went ahead to rig election did it because of selfish
I'm not
interest.
talking of rigging. No. It's not rigging. Rigging talk of rigging as a behavior I'm talking about here.
Okay.
Rigging is a deliberate, wicked way of killing our people.
So I just wanted to, I wanted us to clear that out, and I want to say something. See, there's even people are always talking about rigging, as in when people always saying that if you, as in I don't know how to say this without coming up as somehow, but when we give off this statement that enabling environment for now, that is why people will all, even the ones that had the environment, they still do horrible things.
You're right. You're right.
It is
You're right.
it is all a matter of principle. It is all a matter of principle. You are going to cheat, whether rich or poor. If you are a cheat, I am not saying that factors like this do not push people who hitherto would not do something like this. I'm not, no, I'm not saying that. I could have, even if I was, even if I had been paid and I wanted to play mischief during the election, I would have gone ahead to. I
You're
would
right.
have gone ahead. I would
You're
have gone ahead to. So this is not even an excuse for it. But I understand where Mama is also coming from. I just want us to be clear on the perspective I myself am coming from. And somebody's in the comment section asking me
when it comes to this rigging, and not excuse any wicked picking when do.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma.
No.
Now we're clear.
All right.
I
No, we are
not
clear
excuse
now.
any wicked picking. In fact, when na cash there, make una help me buy koboko, not kill them. Make una naked them, put water for their booters, whip them. So that next time, when they ask them to do this kind of thing, they not go do it.
No, I worked with really decent people. I worked with very decent people from my PO to my APO1 and APO3. I worked with decent people. There was nothing like at my even before we left our rack center. I asked my PO, do you have your passport? He said, and that's why they talk like that. She removed it and then he showed it to me. I said, may devil no can use somebody. Please snap it on your phone. So that even if this piece of paper, because it was written on a piece of paper and sealed and given to them. So prior to the time it was given to them, they had no idea what the passwords were. So I told them, please, so that devil will not use somebody or use anybody or use wind or use anything, remove it and snap it so that even if this paper gets missing, they won't have to beat you or beat us at the polling unit. And he took a picture of it. And without much prompting, once we were done voting, we waited a few minutes for people to come. People were not forthcoming because of some reasons. We collated the results. Everybody agreed and saw that it was transparent. And he uploaded it instantly. He tried uploading it real time, and the network were just messing up. So he uploaded it offline before we left the polling unit. So I really worked with decent people, and I'm very proud and happy for that.
All right. Let's go to Jonaba. Jonaba, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Me and you go do something together. We need to honor those people so that they go know that dignity.
Doctor, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you for having me once again. I want us to make something clear and then uphold the integrity of this channel and hold ourselves responsible and walk away from things that is not right. On this channel, an Igbo boy has said Lagos is no man's land. And the guy from Kurudu challenged him. Now, what I'm trying to say is that it's okay for Igbo people to distance themselves, that this kind of rhetoric does not represent all Igbo. But for you to say that he have not been said, why you was even said on this channel, I'm not even comparing other video that I have. It's dishonesty. You can distance yourself and you can say, no, this does not represent. Even if it's my own child, if you do something to the neighbor, I'll go outside and I say, this is not the right thing. I did not teach him this, and I will discipline him for that. So it's also the same thing that happened here, that my brother, I call him brother, CM, call me bastard and call me to go to refugee camp. And he denied it right here. And nobody debunked it and bring it to his attention. So that is one side. So please, let us fight for a better Nigeria for all of us. It doesn't matter the party you belong to. It doesn't matter. It's all about integrity and the value you place on yourself. And it's all about, sometimes you don't know. And when you don't know, you don't know. But then if you know, then it's okay. This is not our common belief. So come quickly to what brought me online on the issue of the day of Peter go to court again against Tinubu. I think he should be making a news on telling Nigerians home and abroad not to destroy their passport, that the case is not over. And of course, anybody can do it if they choose to do it. If not, going to the court against Tinubu on personal level, it's about trying, it's a media issue, it's a media attention. Maybe it's taking a honorary advice that says that if it's so Nigeria will not rest. So maybe he's trying to bring attention, and media attention is a good attention, bad or good, whatever will put you out there. So that's the way he's trying to put a pressure, fine. But any one of us believe that even the common baby, you know, you go against somebody because election, INEC is an institution. When INEC says that, it's a INEC. They are human beings, but the institution that they represent is what you go after. So I don't want us to, I think we are better than this as a people, and we continue. I believe Peter Obi has started something bigger than himself and all of us, and that history, we judge him for good for that. And let's keep the momentum, but in any way or shape, please, when somebody say what is not right, if it's okay for you not to even talk about it than to say it did not happen, I think that is so dishonesty and so painful, and that is below standard. Thank you.
Thank you, John Abba. Dr. Berichi.
Make I beg John Abba. Any of my people who influence you, forgive them. Forgive them.
Can I?
Right. Yeah, go ahead, Dr. Berichi.
Remind me of your question the other time.
Yeah, I was saying, you know, there are some people who are saying, based on the direction, some of the directions that the P2B campaign, they want to go with the case, that they are suggesting that the Justice Department or the U.S.
Oh, okay. Okay. I get the question now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but before I get to that question, I want to say that people should leave the Igbos alone. People should leave the Igbos alone. This whole thing about the Igbos saying Lagos is no man's land is, as far as I'm concerned, is absolutely an attempt to call a dog a bad name in order to have a reason to hang the dog. And anybody who tells you that it was because one Igbo person said that Lagos is no man's land, that was why Sanwo-Olu won re-election, is absolutely not telling us the truth. Now, whether or not any Igbo person said whatever was upheld in comparison with the disdain that the Yorubas or a lot of Yorubas had towards the LP candidate simply because he has an Igbo name attached to his name. So they didn't have to look for what any Igbo person said in Lagos. The moment they saw that there was an Igbo name attached to that name, they ran with and produced all sorts of bumper stickers. That was just the issue. Now, and to think that you could actually paint an entire ethnic group with a very big brush based on a statement purportedly made by one single person for not extraction is something that we have always condemned on this platform. So if assuming but not conceding, an Igbo person said that Lagos is a no man's land, it wasn't a statement issued by Ohaneze Igbo. That person was saying at the point he was saying it, and even now, was not representing the entire Igbo tribe. So, but obviously, Igbo people always have. People are. Hello, so I'm getting. Yeah, so it's always very very easy to see Igbos in this kind of light, and so it doesn't take much for people to see Igbos as whatever they want to describe Igbos as. So that is on that issue. GVR had bigger problem, which was the mistake of his parents in putting in attaching his name is attaching an Igbo name to his name, given the level of disdain that a lot of these tribes have for Igbos. Now, on the issue of okay, so now as it relates to Tinubu and his ordeal in the US, and whether there is an instrument to compel the US government or the of justice or whatever, no, that it doesn't work that way. That is not so. The way it works is the proceedings before the court in the US is a public document. You don't need anybody from the US to come and testify. This case itself speaks for itself. You don't need any oral evidence to contradict or to expatiate on what transpired in court. So what you need to do is to apply for CCTV copy of the entire proceedings before the relevant court in the US, and now you're able to you're able to build your case based on that. I'm not sure. Since it's a public document anyway, it don't even need. I don't think that there's any particular channel through which it has to be tendered in court. I think it can be tendered even from the bar. From the bar, I mean, is that just from the bar, from where the lawyers are sitting, you can actually tender the document, because it's a public document. So you don't need anybody to come to Nigeria to testify or to get approval from American government to come and explain what the proceedings was all about. You could actually find all that in the record of the court.
All right. Thank you.
But I don't know if I still have some time.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I just quickly scanned through. Not all of them. I quickly scanned portions of articles. Case petition in court. So it's quite a detailed petition. So I found some quite interesting. So one of the things he's alleging in paragraph 33 of his petition is that unknown to the parties, that INEC created a third party to manage the IRF, the aspect of the IRF that related to the presidential aspect of the election. So I think they're trying to explain why only the presidential election aspect of had an issue that they couldn't upload to the IRF. So they are saying, I mean, the PDP is saying that the reason that happened was that it wasn't because there was any it wasn't because the system malfunctioned, but that INEC, surreptitiously contracted that portion of the IRF to a third party, and the idea was that by giving it to the third party, IRF, so that party responsibility was to gather all the results that relate to the presidential election, and then they were able to sift through it to the benefit of APC. So I think that saying that there is a conspiracy or a collusion between the INEC and a third party. I can't remember the name now. Who were asked to manage that part of the presidential election, which the parties did not even know about. So it was this third party that ensured that whatever that happened to that particular IRF happened. And so, in order to give them space and time to manipulate the result to the benefit of the APC, and then they went into. So that is part of the argument. Then the other argument they had there is that they're saying.
Sorry, is the name of the third party Civic Hive? Is it Civic Hive? Because I heard something like that.
I will tell you in that section. Let me go to paragraph 33 of this. It's in front of me. I'll tell you just in the next 2 minutes. So the paragraph 33 is I think is here. Okay, so I think the name of this third party is Device management system. So that's the name of the third party, device management system. That this party was contacted by INEC by INEC to manage the presidential election portion of the entire election, and so the idea was very, very insidious, according to them, that that it was designed from the scratch to achieve an end, which was to manipulate the presidential election to the benefit of the APC. And then they went into the actual. They really have made a very. See, so I think I want to go out on a limb here. I will go out on a limb here and tell you what I think. What my gut instinct tells me is going to happen in this election. Obviously, this is just my own permutation. This election is going. APC's election is in jeopardy here, seriously in jeopardy. Now, but what I don't know is what the court. So I see the court leaning more on declaring the election to be null and void than declaring any of the parties, either Labour or PDP, as a winner. So because I see, so what I see here is that the court is going to declare this election as not being compliant with the electoral, and therefore invalid. That is where I am actually going. Alternatively, but if the court decides to go into conduct forensic analysis of this election, now what I see happening is that Tinubu is likely going to drop to third position. P2B may not have won the 23% spread, part of the requirement, but I believe that P2B won the popular vote in this election. So I'm thinking that it seems to me that in terms of spread, Atiku does appear to have the spread, but does not have the majority vote. P2B has the majority vote here, but doesn't have the spread. Tinubu, as I'm seeing here, appears not to have. This is just me. I don't have any. I'm just speculating here. I'm thinking that it's possible that Tinubu may not even have hit either the popular vote nor the 23% to 25% spread in 2024 state and the FCT. So the court could either declare the entire thing, throw the entire thing away and order for a re-election, or if the court decides to take the pen of going into forensic analysis, may say, you know what, there has to be a runoff here between the person who won the majority vote but didn't get the spread and the person who got the spread but didn't get the popular vote. It's too early, but this is just my gut instinct.
All right, thank you so much. Let's see if we can hear Kayode. Kayode, welcome. Kayode, speak up. All right, Kayode, we are trying. We want to hear you, but we can't. If you can hear me, speak, Kayode.
Good evening.
Oh, good. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kayode. Yeah, Kayode.
I can hear you clearly, Dr. Damages.
Okay, go ahead. Speak.
I can hear you clearly.
Then speak. All right, no, it's frozen. So does that?
Have you raised my hand?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hold on, Mama. Yeah, go ahead, Kayode. We're trying to be patient with you.
See.
Right, Kayode, the TV
And Lagos has 5G. Enugu does not have 5G, but see how my network is representing. Kayode,
Kayode, TV doesn't allow for blank air space, nothing. So try again. If you can't hear us, I know there's a delay. We can move on to somebody else. Go ahead. We just want to hear your perspective.
Can't hear you.
All right. Yeah, call back. Call back. All right. So, who? Mama Echo, what? Okay.
On a serious note, I want to apologize to my Igbo brothers so that when we come here, let's drop the past. The past is hurting, yes, but we can't continue to repeat the past and we think healing will come from there. Because there are some people who sustain injury during this election. Physical injury. They are in the hospital. Why are we going to continue to dwell on what these people has used to divide us to this point? I thought after election, we will start healing process so that we can recover. Okay, Igbo people say, Lagos na no man's land. Yoruba, I beg, I'm on my knees. Forgive them. Now hear me? I don't want this also continue on this anymore. And to the Igbo brothers, yes, they burnt your goods. They are making Lagos unbearable for you. It's wrong. Please, I'm on my knees. Forgive your Yoruba brothers. Anyone when no one forgive. If you know, say, the time when they conceive you, when your mama and papa kerewa, now you turn they say, make them born you as Igbo person, not forgive your Yoruba brother. Then Yoruba people, if you know, say, the time when your mama and papa kerewa, now you tell them to come as Yoruba, then don't forgive the Igbos. Enough of this. The people that saw this Igbo Yoruba matter for our head, that they do party. I be when Chief Tinubu Thief my children Monday, Igbo people not there when they celebrate with her. Even good Lord Jonathan, now when they kill, when people they kill Showore on top of his head, good Lord Jonathan, I be the first person when go congratulate Tampo. So please, Dr. Damaging, I need your permission. Anyone when come to this platform again, after this apology when I don't give una today, anyone when he come here, come they sing Igbo Yoruba fight, we go suspend her for 1 month. If he come back, he can't do it, we go suspend her for another 2 months because you don't want peace there. If you do it the third time, you go pay $10,000 or £10,000 wherever you are to our collective account when we wanted to heal people. Now don't hear, I don't beg you now. Let Kulu temper. Let's heal. Please. You see, I saw a video yesterday. This nonsense we are doing, it has started happening. A young guy, he was in a relationship with a young lady. The young lady happened to be Igbo. The young guy happened to be Yoruba. Because of this bad GROV matter, the mama don't stand say, lie, you cannot marry this Yoruba boy. You see, the trouble don't start. So please, let us not encourage it. For I am begging on behalf, because na me born, Igbo na me born, Yoruba na me born. So na me offend these two of una. Make una forgive. Please, and let's start the healing process.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I want to hear, there are people who are not yet to speak, but let me go to Ngozika. Ngozika, what's up?
So please I just wanted to reply to what Mama Hecho said. I don't know if it's allowed, but Mama Hecho, it's not that simple. It's not that simple. I'm going to be a bit forward in putting this out here. For some people, it goes beyond forgive and forget. You see what happened last Saturday?
I didn't use the word forget. I said forgive.
Okay, forgive. Okay, forgive. But you see what happened last Saturday? For some people, it's not just election lost or won. It has set many relationships on the brink of break. I just know that I am in the middle of watching one of such relationships. take a really downturn. And this morning, I came across a Twitter post where a brother lost his brother. Somebody lost his brother in that election. How do you forgive such things? How? That somebody came out to vote, somebody
What I'm
came out to
saying is that
work as a person.
we shouldn't come here and repeat it. I know that people are hurting. So for us to be coming here and hammering it is not helping the healing process. It's
But in
not.
healing, we must talk about it, Mama. The
I'm
first
not saying,
stage to
did we
healing
not
is
talk about it before the election?
we have not
Did we
talked
not
it
talk
about
about it during the
talked about it enough. We need to have these conversations, difficult as they may seem. We need to have these conversations. That is the only way we can move forward. Sweeping it under the carpet is not going to do
I
anybody
am
any
not
good.
sweeping it under the carpet. I am saying, you see, I'm talking from a counselor aspect. When you want healing, some people that are dwelling in it, they are not the one that has that injury you are talking about. Some of us that are even dwelling in it, we are in Obodo Yibo. And yet we are not reaching out to the people in the grassroots who has been bruised, who have been healed. Those are the people we need to reach out to. Because some of it will lead to some people to commit. So let's find a way to reach out to those people.
And Mama, you know something, you do not need to be directly affected to speak on something. So the fact that those who are directly affected by the violence are not able to come on this platform to speak does not mean any other person speaking about it should not be allowed to do so. This is how we keep
Ngozi,
this is how
if you are
Mama,
speaking, wait, if you are speaking related to Oluomo utterances that resulted to this, is understanding. But if we are speaking related to what we've been used to fight before, this is not the period. If you are speaking related to the utterances of Oluomo that resulted to this, yes.
All right, we have to leave this on this topic here. The reason is this. This is not the topic of today, but it's not that we're shutting it down. We are going to actually talk about it more. The reason is that there has to be solutions. You know, leaving it without finding solutions means that it's going to come back again. You know, so we have to resolve it somehow. So I don't believe in not talking about anything. But for today, we want to concentrate on the topical issues, which is the election, the lawsuit, and we're still in this process. And let me just remind you guys that there are so many interesting things that are going on as we speak. Let's watch this.
The last name will be Team Nigeria, and the middle name will be
Team Nigeria.
And remember, I'm the only governor who have never changed my phone since I became governor 22 years ago. Yeah. 24 years ago. It's the same MTN I have. It's what I'm having. I never change it, and I'll be willing to still maintain that telephone number and to answer to all my calls.
Confirm.
I'm not going to switch on my phones because I'm basically the president. No. But I'm hoping that Nigerian people will pray for me to be Senate president because it is my thought.
All right. So just imagine your country with hold on. Who's talking? I have to key you in before you talk. With Tinubu as the president, Shetima as the vice, and Ojizo Kalo as the Senate president.
The country is finished.
You said
but it's true. The country is finished, Mr. Okonkwo. You see, it is absolutely difficult to capture in words, how the next 4 years or maybe 8 years would play out in Nigeria. Like it is scary. It is absolutely like it's scary. So that is why the stakes at the court couldn't be any higher. Like the the little hope that is hanging, that has kept people still going in Nigeria is just just as they now focus on what happens. Because look at all these Okada. This is why P2B is very appealing to people. I mean, people are wondering why P2B has such a very broad appeal. It's when you see what the alternatives really are, you just know that P2B is just one of a kind. Look at all this Okada. He wants to be the Senate president, and then you have Tinubu president, and what is them? The country is just I would just be watching Nigeria from this part of the world, and honestly, if not that I still have friends and relations back home, I would just salivating. Just the idea of having these three people, running things in Nigeria would be quite fascinating to see.
Hold
on. Henry, you're next. Henry.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Rudolph. First of all, let me go for this video you play right now. If these three people, Hosukalu, Shetima, the Boko Haram, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. If these three people, Hosukalu, the Boko Haram sympathizer with Shetima, and what's the other one? Papa Agbado, become president, vice president, and senate president. Nigeria is in one chance. Nigeria is one chance. Then I will say, rest in peace. I will not go to Nigeria no more. Because can you imagine? These are the people who's fighting Peter Obi at the beginning. Say Peter Obi cannot even get this one. This is also Kalu because they are enjoying from this corrupt system. How can somebody like Kalu thinking of? He said, look at him. It's my turn now. I've been 20-something years. Come on. Nigeria is not a family inheritance or a family business. They are taking us for a ride. Also, Kalu cannot be Senate president for that country because it's mandate corrupt. You don't want these people don't want Nigeria to move forward either. That's why they are the people from the East who's fighting Peter Obi so I don't become president. And secondly, Shetima, who said, what do you call it? He said he used one statement before they become vice president. What they said they have to just one word they use. They have to. He said something. My foot. What they said. They have to
restructure my foot.
Restructure Nigeria. I said restructure my foot. If you get this video, play it. Let them watch this video. This is what he said.
Yeah, we played it in the past. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I think everybody knows it. And these are some people who sympathize with this terrorist group. How can these people rule Nigeria? And Tinubu is pressing. Okay, now I heard. I don't know if it's real. They said what I call him select INEC president is in UK now. Is it true? Is it confirmed?
Sahara is reporting it, but nobody else.
Okay. Buhari that is the president. I spent more than 100 days in UK ruling Nigeria. When we have people who are vibrant, mentally stable to rule that country. And secondly, I'll come back to this issue of this tribal bigot or whatever. Before we talk about forgive, I don't forgive people easily like that. Somebody came my own brother now, unnecessarily like the way this election. My brother came, I want to forgive so easy. It's not easy. We have to talk about it to heal this process. I understand what Mother Aisha was trying to say, but it's not easy to forgive easy because people lost their life in this process. And because of one person used this word, Lagos is not one man's land, no man's land. Benin, blood Benin. I was born in Lagos, grew up in Lagos. We used to say Lagos is no man's land because I cannot stay one night there. If I stay one night, I go back to Benin. I cannot stay because it's stressful. But it doesn't mean Igbo want to take the Lagos, whatever they say. We have to stand. Only if we could believe what that one statement that person make. Only if we will believe that word. But what about what Tinubu's wife was saying about Igbos? Most of you guys here in this panel have seen this video where you talk about the Igbos long time. I guess Mr. Rudolph, you're a journalist, you know about this too. What he said about the Igbos. But nobody attacked this woman who said this word. When Tinubu used this word, Milokon, Yoruba Lokon, this is all not right. Nobody attacked Tinubu for these things, what he said. But they use one word that somebody said to start attacking the Igbos during the election. This is unfair. This is not right. When somebody's trying to come to parliament to start politics,
constricting the journey from London to New York to 31 minutes. But unfortunately, the topical issue in Nigeria is restructuring. Restructuring my food.
Okay.
To hell with restructuring. Let's improve on the quality of governance. Let's work for the people. Let's invest in education. Let's create jobs. All this madness will evaporate. I raise my case.
Okay.
Henry, go ahead. Sorry.
Some of those who don't never have watched it, so you can believe what you can listen to your so-called selected what they call it, selected vice president. So these are what you people will be experiencing in future, but not for me. If these people have to be realistic to come to be your vice president, me, I'm done. I'll be shuffling Asian, America, Europe. I'll be toying around. Nigeria's a feedersin, according to German. Listen.
Henry, if you need to tear your passport, let me know. We are organizing a show on people who want to tear their passports.
Let me show you. 1 minute. I'll show you my passport here. 1 minute.
We got one volunteer already.
This is my passport. Yeah.
9 of them. If we can get 9 of them, that would be a great show.
But this is my passport. I have 2 passports. I can tear one. I will tear this green one if it comes to the time. I'm still waiting. If Obi don't become president, I will tear the passport. If I want to go to Nigeria, maybe in 20 years' time, then I will know I'm going with visa. That's it.
But you see,
Constitution right? Wait.
You see,
you forget that when the Constitution talk about their passport now.
The Constitution, Mr. Esho, Mrs. Madam Esho, what did Nigeria do for me?
My dear.
No,
leave that. No, wait. I smile sometimes.
Mama Esho, listen. Mama Esho, Mama Esho, listen to me.
Henry is hurtful.
I fought for June 12 in that country.
It's not hurtful.
If
listen,
if Peter Obi don't become president,
a lot of you will carry major depression. And it will
no. That is the psychology. We are killing the depression with that passport. We tear it in future. We're going to tear it in future. We're going to kill our depression. That's it. Listen, we fought for June 12. I lost 2 friends in June 12 in Edo State.
We will get back this mandate so that we can start the journey.
No, if Obi don't come in as the president, we should forget about Nigeria.
Henry.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I guarantee you Obi is coming. The stolen mandate will be given back.
I believe in that too, but I'm saying it. My own is time bomb now. My own is time bomb. That's why I show everybody to see it. Because with time bomb.
Doc, we are talking about Ojuzo Kalu's Emiloka moment. You have not seen Chimaroke wailing. He's been wailing all through day before yesterday. And being that I'm from Enugu, it is particularly delightful. It is delightful to watch him wail. I cannot even contain my joy. I cannot contain my joy. It is delightful.
Oh my God.
I cannot wait for this crop of southeastern politicians to be retired and retired disgracefully, like he was retired. Yeah. I mean, this person that beat him in the house, the Senate, is late Oyibo Chukwu's younger brother. For me and for a lot of people, his win holds a lot of sentimental value. To have your elder brother, that is what we're talking about, to have your elder brother innocently contest for the seat that he is qualified for and to be killed in such a gruesome manner. How would the family ever recover from that? Do you realize that as in every election cycle, the family is going to have to go through this pain all over again? So for them and for a lot of people, it is like a justice, if you call it that their brother did not die in vain. And to see Chimaroke publicly having a meltdown over it, that is the icing on the cake. Nothing could have made it any more enjoyable.
All right.
Okay. Let me one sec. Let me round up, Rudolph.
Oh,
just like Oshomole, the monkey Oshomole in Lagos, former governor of Edo State, the ugliest governor I've ever seen. He was governor of Edo State for 8 years. Now he's going to be a Senate. Somebody who's supposed to be in Senate, his brother to be Senate, take it from his brother to be a Senate. How can these people be ruling us? We need young, fresh blood, innovation leaders to move Nigeria forward. If this kind of people is coming to rule Nigeria is not going forward. But what I'm saying, Nigeria is in time bomb. Because me, I'm waiting for the time when they say, okay, Obi is the president, then I'll say, okay, I'll buy my ticket, I'm going to Nigeria Street, go and celebrate with him. But I'm just saying it. I think I'm still waiting. I never lose hope.
Henry, all of us, they go celebrate. Because this mandate, they get them back.
Isn't the 1 minute, please? I have to.
Okay. Yes, I want to acknowledge all the comments made here. They're all brilliant. All is engineered towards us having a better Nigeria. Yes. But there is something I want to plead with all the panelists here. Please, name calling has become so rampant. Tinubu has been called Thief Tinubu. Oshimole has been called monkey. Those things, see, no wrong can make a right, no matter how angered we are. So when we discuss,
what is worse than
I'm coming. Don't keep me alive. Don't keep me alive. I'm pleading with us. I'm pleading with us. I'm pleading with us.
Try to punish anything here. They call all Nigerians.
No, I am not. No. It's not issue of punishing. Because your pen, I can guarantee you that your pen is not as much as my own pen here. I can guarantee you. No, I can guarantee you that at the moment, your pen is not as much as my pen because I am in the oven of Nigeria. So what I'm just saying is this: name calling is not what will solve our problems. When we discuss objectively, let us discuss the issues and stop calling names. That's what I want to say before I go and move on. Now, about Orji Zakalo coming for, saying it is his own turn to become the Senate president.
1 minute, why did you call Zakalo names now? Why did you call somebody's name here? Why did you call his
name? I did not call Orji Zakalo. I did not call him name. I did not call Orji Zakalo. I did not use any derogatory expression on Orji Zakalo. I want to make some. Dr. Rudolph, the side talk has cut off some of the time. Please permit me to say this. Now, Orji Zakalo coming for Senate, like you rightly said, having Shetima, Tinubu, and Orji Zakalo, that we are in one chance. I would say that Nigeria is not in zero chance, because the issue we have in Abia State, Orji Zakalo is the architect of it. He did not leave any good legacy. Igbo Basic may not agree with me. Orji Zakalo did not leave any legacy. God for that reason in Abia State. He is the architect. So that is not, you see, if anybody will come around blaming the past governors and all that, when the predecessor did not leave anything as a legacy, don't expect the incoming one to do something, except when those incoming objectively wish to do something different. Now, that is one way. Now, my biggest fear is judiciary. Peter Obi has gone to court. Atiku also has gone to court. I personally, I don't have any faith in our judiciary. But my worst fear is this. Ever since the pronouncement of Tinubu as the president-elect, no world leader has called to congratulate Nigeria. Even the former world leader, even the former president that congratulated him had to delete the tweet. It is a problem because this has economic issue on us. If we have someone who is not recognized globally, or who the world leaders do not have regard for, it will have economic downturn on Nigeria. Investors will no longer have faith. We saw what happened when Buhari came in with his body language. That put us into recession. That is my biggest fear. Because if the court does not do the needful, listening to the voice of the masses and give justice, we will implode within us here.
Thank you. Dan, hold on, Igbo Basic. Dan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening to everybody.
Welcome, Dan.
Salute, sir, to everybody, especially my best friends there, Mr. Igbo Basic and Madam H.O. Dr. Rudolph,
I agree with you.
You see my own point. my own point is still the same. I'm still hovering the same point I always make. Nigeria now, for me, I've been living out of Nigeria now 30 years. If I tell you that I'm happy where I am, of course I have a roof, I can eat, I can manage myself and my family. But that feeling of Nigeria, especially when you think of foods that we used to eat as an Igbo man, ofunubu, all those ofoha, I don't even know how they taste again.
Yeah.
I don't even know. So there's a pain inside my heart. No matter people go say, oh boy, now you did there, now they enjoy. Of course, they go to say we enjoy, but pain. That is why Ngozika said something. When Mama Aisho was making a point, she said, not that because you're suffering, it does not justify you being a criminal or that. But don't forget, in animal science, every animal must eat.
Yep.
Whether na rato, whether na goto, it can't be human, you must eat. And when people are depriving you from eating, depriving you from success, depriving you as a human being, I don't think it's wrong if somebody begin thief or begin do one way to survive. But you go say, okay, Nigerian system, boy, no do more, no do so you go disgrace your family. You know, now make us reach where we did. Person go slap you, you go turn the next cheek. If they give you blow, no cry, I beg. That's what I want to contribute. I enjoy you now. Let me listen. I prefer to listen, but that's my own for now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dan. Thank you. Just a breaking news. In the Bosky just announced that he did not say he was going to die anytime soon. There was this story out there that he said that he did his job and everything is done, that he was ready to die, that he spoke to his son, that he was the son should take over and take care of the family. But he now came out and announced that no, it wasn't true. Things we discussed in Nigeria.
Mr. Rudolph.
Yeah.
1 minute to. You see, every
You
pastor
want
is
to
preaching
take my
about
minute
heaven,
again?
heaven,
I thought
heaven,
you already
heaven.
spoke. Go
I
ahead.
want to ask the pastors why they don't want to go to heaven if you die. If they die, if they want to go to heaven, they should die first now, so they can go to heaven fast before we go.
And tell you what it's like. All right, Igbo basics. Go ahead.
Yes, because my brother Izundu also talked about Igbo basics, and OUK is my junior cousin, and I will not deny him being my junior cousin. In fact, this place where I am, OUK has been in this particular house, and I took him to the state of New Jersey. He was welcomed by the state of New Jersey, Jim McGreevey. Having said that, let us understand what is happening in Nigerian politics. OUK was one of the founders of PDP. His money was one of the monies that was put on the table for them to found PDP. From there, when the heat was too hot, he moved on, founded his own party, PPA. And PPA at that point in time even had a couple of states. So politics, the dynamics of it has been changing and changing. Where am I coming from is that when you say OUK, understand one thing. When I say Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, when I say flying carpets of Nigeria, all of them who are politicians in Nigeria right now, they're flying carpets. But bear in mind that every compound, I was having a conversation on the day of the Lagos election, and one of the persons I was having that conversation with, not Orizu, it was another guy, he came up and said that his father said something to him that every compound has a madman. And if your compound does not have a madman, that you better go get one. Because when the Agberos, when the warriors come, when the mad people come to break your compound, that your own madman should be able to come out, face them squarely, And they will all run away because when they see that there's another madman in your compound, they will run. I took that to heart. And I'm trying to sum it up in Nigerian politics of today. Folks, before you go out there and kill yourself, before you go, my brother, not tear your passport yet. I will not tear my passport. Not. Because I am a bona fide Nigerian. None of them is more Nigerian than I am. And when I die, I will be buried back in Nigeria. That's a given. Having said that, let us understand that people who are politicians, including our own obedience, you don't know what is going on underneath. When you say OUK, 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 you don't know what OUK has done. What they are doing is they are playing a politics of survival, policies of self-preservation. Because if they don't preserve themselves, if they don't survive, the rest is history. OUK's brother just ran for governorship in Abia State, Mascot Ozokalo. Because I knew he wasn't going to win. He's my kid cousin. Okay? The point I'm trying to make, even in the very space that we are playing now, when OUK ran for president in 2007, we all came out, OUK Kageso. But as we have gone full circle, and OUK went into APC, don't forget that Jagabo, Tinubu went and double-led for OUK's mom. There are things that we are not seeing on the surface ourselves. And if we just shout like that without balancing the question of what is going on, somebody asked, why did OUK get returned in Abia State as a senator? Look at Abaribe. Abaribe, man of the people. And Okezi Ikpeazu when running for governor, for Senate with Abaribe. Guess what? Okezi Ikpeazu lost. He lost big time. OUK when running for Senate against who? Mao Huabunwa. Mao Huabunwa used to be our senator from Abia North. But guess what? OUK prevailed. Why did he prevail? He prevailed because he tried to make amends from all his bad doings. OUK has contributed in no small measure in that country called Nigeria. He tried to see if he could make amends. And he went and tried to do things for his people. So let me sum up by saying, when OUK was governor, the same thing that I have said today was the same thing I said to him. I said, make sure you fix Aba, make sure that you bring Aba's glory, because if you do that, Ndi Igbo will love you from here till the day you die. He did not do that. Alex Oti has risen today. And I said the same thing earlier on today, and I said to Alex Oti, make sure you bring back Aba to his glory, and Ndi Igbo will love you from here till the day you die. So all I'm saying in essence is this. As we examine the politics on the surface, let us also realize that all these politicians, you don't know where they sit and eat. In 2005, I was there when OUK was able to bring out the powers that be, from Alex Ekweme, from Odumegwu Ojukwu, from Ebituki Igwe, from Muhammad Buhari, from name it, they were all in Ibere. Hello? So we understand what they're doing.
Igbo Basic.
Politics is what they're playing.
Thank you. One day we are going to discuss who should be the Senate president. Not today, and whether it should be Ojizokalo. Man of Presi, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was gonna discuss about what went on in Lagos, but Mr. Abba and Peter are not here, so there's no need devoting on that. But anyway, everybody has spoken well. I think Nzudu and Ngozi has spoken well in that reference. I was going to make in that remark, but what I was going to ask them, I mean, they're in a foreign man country, you know, even at all they make the kind of statement they make, were they evicted from that country or whatever, say go back to your country or that kind of stuff. I think people are misunderstanding what transpired in Lagos. I mean, if somebody has an evidence, you know, let them tell me. Maybe it's one or two of people, I don't know how many that have made that statement. The only one I have seen on the internet is somebody who marks his face and make that statement. I have not seen a group of people protesting in the street said, Lagos belong to. Of course, there's some indigenous of that state. There's no doubt about it. But just by saying a word, I mean, did they try to implement anything that will own Lagos? I mean, because people just said word. What does that word mean? What does it matter? I don't know. So they're taking it to a different level. Like, you can repeat what somebody said or go against the person, you have your opinion. But try to, injure people or kill people because of that. I think it's all politics. But anyway, I don't want to debate on that. Let me go about about USA, compelling USA government ABI. Come on now, Nigeria is a sovereign country, America is not going to intervene. Forget about all these British, Nigeria, America. They don't care about, they don't care about all these black nations. They're not going to come to Nigeria, and say, okay, we're going to come and defend what happened. We're going to come and talk about Tinubu to Nigeria. And even I thought they do, nothing is going to happen because I thought that has been litigated about his drug dealing or not drug dealing. That's not an issue. So that's not going to make any difference. I don't know why we are, still campaigning on that. That's not going to make any difference. In my opinion, this is what I'm going to say. Obi is doing the right thing, but I don't think nothing is going to come out of it. I just said it. Like I just said, I'm still thinking about, divorcing away from Nigeria. So I'm still deliberating on it. But I'm just tired of that Nigeria. Anybody can say, propagate what they want to do, or whether it's going to help that country. I don't see that. That's just my opinion. Thank you, Dr. Rudolph.
Moslow, welcome to the show.
Good evening, all. I'm happy for this program this evening because I've been following up. If you remember the last time I spoke live on this program was about 3 months ago when I told you that come rain, come shine, Tinubu was going to win the election. The reason being that fact that it's not based on sentiments. Election in Nigeria is calculated based on your popularity according to this states, especially regions in Nigeria. You can't be popular in 2 regions and expect to win election because we have 36 states plus federal capital, which is 37. And mostly the major vote come from Northeast and Northwest. If you are not popular in these 2 states, in these 2 regions, the possibility of you winning election in Nigeria is very, very low. And that was what happened during this election. And concerning the court case, as far as I'm concerned, all those court cases are dead on arrival. At the end of the day, you agree with me that they are dead on arrival because all those cases, what is it called, American case or whatever, at the end of the day, they are all going to be trashed out. Not because they want to favor Tinubu, because they are baseless. And when you talk about politicians, believe me, politicians are the same everywhere in Nigeria. Like this Alex Oti you just made mention of. If you over expect too much from him, at the end of the day, you are going to be disappointed. Why? Let me give you a clear example. The only reason why Akpabio performed better than the governor that was in Abia then was because of allocation, the level of money that Akpabio have in his control. The governor of Anambra, Abia then don't have 1/4 of it. And the only reason why, River State governor is performing today is not because he's more intelligent than other governors in Nigeria. It's just because of the kind of money that is under his control. And until other states like Abia and other small states like any other one have a source of money that all these big states have, you only be arguing that they are not performing. Why? Because by the time they need enough money to perform. That is the gospel truth. The only reason why you see Lagos State becoming what it is today is not because there's extraordinary brain working in Lagos. It's the kind of money under their control. So concerning Abia, I welcome the man and I wish him well, but I don't expect much from him. And concerning this election petition, as far as I'm concerned, dead on arrival. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, I'll just say something, Dr. Damaris. I've been quiet for a while.
Franklin, speak.
Yeah. Well, following what the last speaker said, I have my objections. There is no doubt that federal allocations in some states are bigger than in some states. But I also believe that there is a lot of revenue that can be generated internally. One of the things that make me respect Tinubu, one of the things I respect about him is, first of all, his ability to generate money in labor. He has his criminal tendencies, his packages, and everything, but you cannot deny that fact. One of the things that make me respect Obi is the techniques, strategies he applied in managing little resources. Yes, you know you don't have enough resources. Well, then what did he do? He had to cut down the cost of governance. So a good number of these states, they know they do not have enough resources. Yes, they are wasting what they have already. I don't even see Wike as the best manager of resources, because to me, Wike, there is a lot of wastage in his DNA.
Wike is a corrupt man.
There is a lot of wastage in his DNA. Someone who has good managerial skills, better managerial skills, will achieve way better than Wike is doing. And these are the things we are trying to get rid of. We're trying to get people who will start thinking creatively. There are numerous ways that states can make money. Let me give you, for instance, in a place like Enugu State. Do you know how many 4- or 5-story buildings you have in Enugu, in a place like Achara Layout? But I can tell you, a landlord would make about 7 million naira, 8 million naira per annum from his compound. The government doesn't get a stipend.
My brother, Mbakwe had companies in old Imo State. They had Anapam. Anapam was one of the most money yielding companies.
Sorry.
A lot of them.
Sorry, hold on. So there are lots of things that governors can do to earn money. Let's forget about federal allocation first of all. But they do not want to think. They do not want to think. What stops a governor from, maybe in a place like Enugu State? You know that Enugu people produce granite a whole lot. I'm talking like I know that, at least I come from Udi. Enugu produce a lot of granite. How come we don't have dedicated granite farms? Those things can create a good number of employment. It's a question of who is, when the head is empty, there is, nothing good will come out from the body. And so long as I can tell, 95% of the people who elect as governors, they are open skulls. There is nothing residing in their heads. Nothing is residing in their heads.
Enugu has a lot of granite. Enugu has a lot of cashew nuts too.
Can I say something?
No, Mama Hecho, hold on. Let me finish. I'll just finish.
Wait. You go down. Oga Udo, bring that pikin when Miss Road, bring them back. Bring them back.
Thank you, bring her back.
Bring her back.
You get so that is for me. So you cannot tell us that we shouldn't expect too much of OT. I expect more than enough, a lot. Why? Because the only reason why OT has gotten that seat today is because of Obi's antecedents. And what are the antecedents of Obi? Lower cost of governance. If he can even start with that, let's say he's not even as creative, but if he can start with that, he will go a long way. And that is why we are fighting to see that we also get Labour Party leadership in Enugu State. I'm not saying that these guys that are coming, that they are saints, but at least it would have truncated the traditional pathway of getting into the seat, which is based on promissory notes, imaginary promissory notes drawn when the political heavyweights like Chimaroke Namani and the rest of them are trying to install you into the seat. Well, as for Ojo Zakalu, I could see the only thing that's made my day so far was that video. In fact, I actually saw it earlier in the morning before, Rudolph had played it. I was so happy. But then again, the comment sections on Facebook, they have a way of also getting you into the mindset of other people. Do you know what people were saying? People said, "Oh, Juzokali, you're not going to get that seat." And there's this gentleman who is from Kano, who's also a member of APC, who also came out and said, "Oh, that they need to be rewarded because they gave the president the highest number of seats, and they want him to go for the next term. So they want to give him even higher votes in the next coming election, 2027. And you can see our Igbo people supporting that individual. A lot of, and even some South people from the South saying, "Yes, sir, it is you who the seat fits." Kalu is not going to get that seat. He can only hope. And see, I can't wait. If nature has a way of paying people back, if karma has a name, it should be the fact that they ensure that Kanu doesn't, Ojuzo Kalu doesn't get that seat. And he's not going to get it. He's not going to get it, regardless of what he does. Right. And sorry, about Chimaroke Nnamani. Those are the places that we've been trying to get rid of in Enugu State. His biggest annoyance is the fact that he was unseated from the Senate. He's been in the Senate for how many years? What has he achieved for us? That's why he had the temerity to say, "Oh, we've set the political clock of Enugu, 24 years back." If Meki B say we send them even 100 years back, so long as the likes of him do not raise their ugly heads once again. So I'm happy with what's happening. And for the other guy who said that the court this thing is dead on arrival. No, it's not dead on arrival. There are avenues that can be explored. And remember, for me, I'm not really looking at that Obi is going to win. But this judiciary process is going to also create another disruption in our judiciary intervention processes. We might not get the win that we want, but I believe something will come out. Does Obi have everything? Are they going to cancel everything and make him a president? No. Okay, but there was one part of that petition that was quite astounding for me that I thought was strong, and it's the fact that Shettima was not supposed to even be on the ballot. Tinubu knew Shettima was not supposed to be on the ballot, yet he was on the ticket. Do you get? And we know that you cannot run alone. You always have to go with someone. So that on its own is an abnormality. But then someone also will give a counter argument that Akpabio and Ahmed Lawan, they were not supposed to be on the senatorial contest. However, they are currently occupying senatorial seats. So that's my submission.
All right, thank you. So, before Mama Rachel, before you say something, I unfortunately I have to end the show in about 10 minutes. I tried to get one of our moderators to join, but they couldn't. I have to run out. I just wanted to do a midweek impromptu show to cover this news, breaking news. So we'll round up so that there's an important place I have to be at. No, another 20 minutes. Okay, go ahead, Mama Rachel.
May Nigeria happen to you and your generation.
Amen.
Muslim.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Muslim.
Amen. Amen.
May you labor. May another repeat. You, your wife, and all your children, and your lineage. May you labor.
This is frustration, madam. You are just being frustrated.
May you end this year in pain and in bitterness. And may the blood of the innocent, may the blood of the innocent and the spirit of the innocent haunt everything that gives you joy. All the days of your life, may
BP will just kill you. 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 You don't know Jesus. BP will just kill you.
The power of the moon I invoke the power of the night and the power of the day. I invoke the power of the sea. I invoke every element of the universe to work against everything that gives you joy.
Amen.
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 So let me say this. Next Saturday, this coming Saturday, I will maybe we can get people to vote, the viewers to vote. I'm selecting a panel from all the people who come on this show, and for a radio show that we do it here, but then we have to air it on radio in Nigeria. So hopefully it's not this kind of thing that we will air. so I will I will throw it out for the audience to actually vote for panelists they think should be there. It will be like view from abroad, you know. So what we do is every hour, every week, we discuss something that people at home will listen to on radio as the view of people abroad. I'm also trying to see if we can get it on TV in Nigeria. So it will be something tighter than what we do here. Sometimes we have all this drama, people, you know, it's not going to be part of it. But I just want to mention it, and hopefully we'll be able to produce something that is decent, you know, not the drama. All right. So, Eberichi, is there any other thing you want to talk to us about legally in terms of what is in the lawsuits?
I will take the next couple of days to actually go through the court processes, and then by if I'm lucky to be here on Saturday.
Yeah, it will be good if you'll be here on Saturday. Let me know.
More in depth.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Dan, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I want to just conclude. You know, this our brother who just came in and was saying that everything is dead on arrival, and he saw it. He saw the victory of Tinubu 3 months ago. They should stop saying things like that, Dr. Damages. I won't lie to you. Nigerians are in pain. They just robbed us. And everybody saw it. So sometimes I keep imagining in myself, how can somebody just come, something that is in court, something that has not been sworn in. His presidency is still a kind of, people are still talking about it. And somebody will come trying to tell you that he saw it in his dream 3 months ago. It happened. And the court case they are doing is dead on arrival. Things like this break people's hearts. You can see Madam Esho. She's a normal human being, but look at what she's uttering out of pain. So these guys, brother, respect to you, but sometimes make una they think well. It's not a laughing matter. Nigerians are in pain.
Is sickness. Stomach infrastructure is a sickness.
Nigerians are in pain, real pain. They rob. You see the koro robbing. Then you go come, they laugh on a whole big show like this. We know how many people where they watch this show. Then you go, they laugh us. They laugh Nigerians. It's not fair, my brother. This is my own inside pain. Don't say it again. It might be a laughing matter for you, but millions of Nigerians at this moment, they lose hope. They don't even that Saturday, ask brother Igbo basis, we didn't sleep. We stayed till the whole night. We don't even that day, I didn't even know what to do. And then 4 weeks later, when we are getting hope of justice, you just come up on a big show like this, telling us that we should just give up. That you already know, as if you are this, like Tinubu say, Milokon, Odekon. You just talk and we think say na play. And he get up. Now you come again, they tell us, say, all the thing where we they do now, make we just drink water, go sleep. My brother, it's not fair. It's not fair. That Damage. I want to ask you one thing. You say, me, I'm a musician. Is it possible to send you one of my tracks? But I don't know how. How do I do it?
Send it to drdamages@gmail.com.
Okay. Just now, one, make you listen to it. Maybe you can.
I would like to listen to it. Maybe we'll play it for people who join us for the first time. We'll play your music for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my submission for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.
Dan, try to get in touch. There are people I'll put you across, and I hope that your music becomes something that Dr. Damages will adopt somewhere along the line.
You people will judge when I will send it. You can know whether it's worth it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Who has one other thing to say? We're running up.
Can
Henry.
I say something?
No, hold on. Let me hear Henry. Then you go.
If I may ask, Mr. Muslo, which state are you from, please?
I'm a Nigerian.
No, I'm from Edo State. Which state are you from? It doesn't matter. Don't be shy of your state. Are you not proud?
It's inconsequential. I'm a Nigerian.
These are people. These are people who are not sure of themselves. Why not be proud? Say I'm from this state. There's something I want to say. I want to say something.
We are talking about Nigeria. Speak. I'm listening to you.
I know where you come from. So I want to ask you. You said the election. This election that passed, that we went to in this 25th of February. It never happened before. It's never happened before. The whole Nigerians support Peter Obi, and you know inside your heart, you know inside you. Because I cannot imagine you cannot even come out proudly say I'm from this state. Because you know what I want to say. These are kind of people who are suffering tomorrow. They'll be smiling for today, suffering and smiling. All they know is to eat for today, enjoy for today. In the next 2 months, they're hungry. Are you happy in the situation you are now? The situation you are now. You, as you're watching me right now, are you happy in the situation you are? Where you have no light, no good health care, no good infrastructure. You cannot eat 24 square meals a day. You cannot boast, say, I want to eat this thing today. I want to keep goat today, eat myself. You cannot boast of it. Are you happy in the situation you have in Nigeria? Not even good road, no good health care. Are you happy? It's a question. Are you happy?
You're still happy.
Can I respond?
No, you cannot respond because I asked you where you from, but you cannot tell me where you from. What state are you from? Don't reply it because you're not man enough to say you are from this state. I know you're one of those people from Europe, from Lagos, who they pay to ring elections. Yeah, Are you happy? Are you having a good life now? The way I can see you, where you live in one single room, it's not flourish. Are you happy? You are here. People are in pains. They kill people. They stop people from voting for the right people. They force people not to vote for Peter Obi. And you saw it yourself. You are here coming here to say the process is dead or arrival. Are you kidding me?
All right, Henry.
When you are throwing something, let me know, right?
Be bold enough to say. Be bold enough. Sorry, Mr. Rudolph. Be bold enough to say.
I'm a Nigerian. When you are done with
you're not strong. You're not a real
allow
man.
me to speak. Thank you.
No, let's let Muslo speak. Then Igbo Basic will finish up, and that will be the end. Okay, go ahead.
Hey, thank you, Doctor. You must know politicians are politicians everywhere, and the difference within politicians are their supporters. You support, and I support my candidates. So
I'm
your
I'm
candidate
not
is
a
the best.
politician.
You are a supporter of a politician. I'm not calling you a politician.
I'm a supporter for a good governor, for a good person.
You are a supporter of a politician. Peter Obi is a politician. He's a politician just like every other politician. The difference is that you are supporting your candidate and I'm supporting my candidate. You have reason to believe that yours is the best, just as I have reason to believe that mine is the best. It's a contest. That is what it is. That I don't support your candidate doesn't mean you should call me names. If you like, call me names. But there's nothing you call me that can make me change my mind. I know why I'm supporting who I support. And you have the reason to support who you support. And you asked me about 25th February election. And I have answered that earlier. If you don't understand, let me repeat it again. You can't have 2 regions and expect to win election. We have 6 regions in Nigeria. For you to win presidential election in Nigeria, you must be sure of having substantial votes from all the 6 or at least 5
but not
regions.
from your village to other states.
Not
from your village to other states in
you
Nigeria.
can have what you want, but not to rig.
Not to rig.
That's our problem with
What are you saying? That's what our problem.
Rig.
That's what we have a problem.
Win
Right.
if you win.
Okay, let me tell you what you don't understand. P2B said they rig him. APC said P2B rig in Southeast. Let's leave court to pass the judgment. It's as simple as that.
Dr. Damaji said he has a place to go.
You can't be a
Let's not
judge.
forget, please.
Thank you, Muslim. We'll continue this conversation on Saturday.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'll be very brief. I'll be very brief. My brother, Muslim, I don't know what you said to deserve or to merit the things that have been rained upon you. But I do know that a few weeks ago, one of our guests, the good Monsieur Saul, that came on this place, he said that if causes were to strike a chord, in a nutshell, I can say thunder fire you. It must be a very strong thunder to come and fire you. But let me say this as just a little bit of an advice. James Brown sang the song, "Say it loud, I'm black and proud." And he went to his grave with that, "Say it loud, I'm black and proud." Me, if I was to shy away, I am from Ibere, in the local government in Abia State. Ojiuzo Carlo, if I am to hide under the dock because everybody's throwing stones at him. But I said here, he's my kid cousin. The reason why we say where we are from, so that if I'm passing near your village, I will say, I know Moslow, but I'm not for endure. It's not for anything else. I just want to take this opportunity to extend some very warm greetings to some of our people who came from here to go fight gallantly for us. Number one on that list is Dr. Stella Ford, who went from Virginia, went down, became a galvanizing force. She fought like a gallant soldier. She's back, and we know that it's not over until it's over. Emmanuel Ogede, out of Washington, D.C., who also went out there, bought his ticket, went out there to go and vote. He ended up not even voting, but he was in Nedeko in Washington, D.C., testifying as to what he saw on the ground. I also want to reach out to our brother, Maze Zoke, JJ Media, who has been out there fighting for a just cause. So all in all, for this afternoon, let us appreciate that we are still alive, that we are healthy, that Dr. Damages has afforded us this opportunity to be able to come out and speak. So as I celebrate the victory in Abia State, let me just wrap up by saying that all of us, including you, Muslim, we owe ourselves the duty to make Nigeria a better place. Yes, no matter who is the leader of that country. In other words, Ndabia, Ndibo, Nigeria, if you want a better thing to happen, we must prevail on Alex Oti to make sure that you bring back Abba to its glory. The rest will rub off on the rest of Nigeria. That's my case for now. Dr. Damages, once again, thank you very much, and keep up the good work that you've been doing. We are behind you, and this show will continue to progress.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Dan, my brother. Dr. Bedechi, let's try to communicate with one another.
Thank you so much. I'll see you on Saturday, hopefully.
And Henry, I think one thing missing in the whole election and everything we've gone through is celebration. We've not had anybody celebrate.
Yeah,
I think that's
declare Peter to be the winner today, and you will see what will happen. Just declare Peter to be the winner today, and you see what will happen. See yourself.
Someone sent it to me. I can't confirm what it is, and it was.
I think that must be Abia State.
I don't know. I can't confirm.
That should be Abia State.
But
you see, Mr. Rudolph, when somebody wins,
celebration. My sister, who's been sick, called me on the phone, and her voice was strong, and she was rejoicing.
Somebody, they said he won president election. He cannot even celebrate. Think about it.
Can you imagine?
So on that note, I want to thank everybody that joined us. Thank you so much. And
thank you, Mr. Rudolph.
We will
Thank you.
do this on Saturday full time. Okay. See you guys.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good
All
night.
right.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Wow. Abia people are celebrating. Wow.